Back on the island, doing some ones in church. And they spent a lot of time.
It's been a long time since I've done that, we should look at these things in most days.
Did you remember that?
I guess we should wait a couple of minutes. Make it official.
Yeah, I guess it's still that. Innocent, no, something like that. I like it.
You know this man, don't you?
Yes, I do. Okay.
We all hooked up on Zoom, Jason?
Yes, we are ready on Zoom.
Is anybody on Zoom?
Someone just joined as an attendee. David,
Charleston.
Oh, okay.
oh yes,
Yeah, I guess we're close enough to 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's August 13th, and I would like to convene the regular meeting of the Georgetown Design Review Commission. Can we have the roll call with
Bob Hamilton,
here?
Mark Reynolds, Brent Ganzer.
Here.
Keith Crossick, Sammy Neely,
Here.
Sean Platt.
Here.
And it looks like we have a forum.
Do.
Could I have agenda approval? Any additions to the agenda?
I'd like to add a conceptual. For what 1004 Taos.
We will do that,
Oh, no, who's asked?
Can we leave that to the end?
Yes,
I mean, to the end of the
end of
items.
the action items.
Yes, end of the action items, so,
Okay,
well, it's not an action item, so. It's but, so. I mean.
it would be, after the section 106.
Yeah, well, whatever, we're not.
yeah. 1004 Taos.
Okay,
I move we approve the agenda with the addition.
I would second that.
all those in favor?
Aye.
The agenda is modified as noted. Audience business, members of the audience will have 5 minutes to present any matters of concern to the commission. No official action may be taken at this time. Anybody here for audience business?
Hi, I'm here to show you a picture of the garage door I intend to purchase for my house, and just to make sure that nobody has any issues with it.
Okay, so this is a follow-up to your COA
Yes, sir.
from a while back.
He's the, one of the new houses on Creek Drive. 2051.
That's correct.
Okay, we really can't do any official action on
No, he already has a COA and there's no changes, he's just showing you the door.
it. Okay.
We asked him to.
Yeah, we asked him.
Yeah.
Bring in the picture of the door, and so you're giving us that picture.
Yeah.
correct? Okay, so do we have you have his name and address and everything that you need for the minutes?
Yes,
And can you leave that little document with us?
Yeah, you got it, absolutely. I had this printed out at the library and isn't the highest quality, but it gives you a general idea.
Okay, is your name attached to it someplace?
It can be. I chose this one because it was one of the only ones that I could find that had prairie style grids. Oh, I should spell my name because my handwriting is illegible.
Then you should put your address down.
Yeah. So this says prairie style grids, just like the rest of the house. I don't know if you remember, but we're doing prairie style grids.
Mhm.
Yep.
We do.
And it has definitely that rustic feel to it. It's a little bit more elaborate than your standard garage door.
We should not, but we have received.
Yeah, you know that, we receive this, as previously requested. Okay, any other,
Yeah. Yeah.
any other, audience business?
Is that something you can approve soon? So I
Oh,
can.
no,
You're good.
Tom,
Good.
you just have to.
Okay, good. All right, awesome. I missed that. Okay, I'll email it to you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I appreciate your time.
If, there's no other audience business, let's go to minutes approval. I have one comment to the July 9th. Minutes, and it's just a, misspelled word at the center of the big horn lot 9 paragraph, and I'll send this over to Kasia. Anybody have any other comments on that?
I just had for, 249 Clifford Drive. To clarify the cement hardy board. I think it should be fiber cement hardy board, lap siding. Instead of, just cement hardy board.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it should be, thank you.
It should be, we speak that one.
There you go.
First.
Were your motion to accept?
I make motion to accept the July 9th minutes
As amended.
as submitted, or with corrections.
I would second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. How about the July 23rd minutes? Under 933 Rose Street. We talked about 933 Rose Street windows. Then there's a will be or will something. It looked like it was in there twice. So that needs to be corrected.
Yeah.
And
Will
then
be.
I think that's the only thing I find.
And we will approve the July 3rd minutes as corrected.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I wasn't here, but I'm.
Motion passes, the minutes are approved.
Who's that second? I'm sorry.
So nothing to it.
The action items, first on the list, John Buckley. Nothing. Tell us what you've got in mind.
Basically drying in, I think the only thing you'll include two things is the siding. Or that and the roof. Will be corrugated brown first with buttons. On the rest of the building and it's on the outside. On the shed.
Bonnie? I would like to post, if I may make a couple comments. So,
Yeah, I mean, will anybody have any questions?
yes, I have a question, Bonnie, have you planned to, redo all the siding?
Yeah, the backs, I'll do the back, but I wanted to. We're trying to decide whether to put a porch back there. But the other thing is I'm also trying to decide whether to go with the state recommendations. So I just need to dry it in now. I got marine plywood on the back,
Yes,
and so,
I spent some time there today.
good, and so on the siding, you know, there was no siding, obviously, because there was a building there, so there's no prescribed for siding, right? The bowling alley used to be there, so there was nothing there, but, so I just wanted to put siding on it, it's board and batten on the bottom, and just do board and batten on the top.
How about the front facade?
It's the same, it hasn't changed.
Are you planning to put new siding on the front facade?
No, I'm gonna repair it on the top here, but, on the plans, there's some metal overhang there. I'm gonna repair it so it won't, come off again. There's a little, it's the same thing I used on the back building. And what it does is it really protects the motor bat so it doesn't come off again. So even if I have
Right,
to,
so if I'm looking at this picture,
yeah. And so, on the shed in the back,
if I'm looking at this picture,
yeah,
this gets repaired, it does not get replaced in any way.
no, and so the only thing I'm gonna do is put a metal piece up here to protect it so it won't come off anymore.
Okay, this gets redone
Or that, yes,
for a board and back like this, or this is right now, horizontal.
right, it's gonna be board that up and down,
Gonna be board and bat up and down, and this gets replaced.
stays the same.
This stays the same as, yeah, cause that's what it is, but you're removing a door.
I'm going to, yeah, because I'm gonna get the stairways out of there, and put a porch on the back, but,
But we don't have any note about a porch on the back.
no,
And
I
right,
could leave the door for now.
right now, well, and,
You
yeah.
took the door 1 year.
Mhm.
And right now the back is essentially black.
Yeah, it'll be
And so you would put what on the back?
board that.
The board and bat on the back.
Yeah. I just
Okay.
didn't wanna do it until I was.
Because
I didn't wanna
you know,
come
we're
back.
also where you're trying to sell the building.
Mhm.
We're also where you got a for sale sign on the building, so it's pretty evident he's trying to sell the building.
Well, I mean, if somebody wants to buy it. that'd be
Yes,
nice.
yes, yeah, no.
Save me a lot of
But
trouble.
yes,
I'm getting this older.
yeah, you're almost getting so designed, right? You see, you have to know how old I am. Yeah, yes, well, you know, you knew how old your brothers were. So I have book at a book, not on two, page 18. And it's called The Preservation of Commercial Storefronts. Because quite honestly, Donnie, this building. This building is a more important building to us than you might think, because it was one of the first actually structures in town, the very early photographs in the late 1860s. Lots of our buildings downtown have the dates of the 70s when they got bricked up, or the through the 80s and 90s when they got built in brick. So the wooden town was our very first town. And there were buildings like this in all the way through Strauss Park. There were buildings like this that were all the way through Library Park and all the way down to the where the library is. And and
Thank you.
fire took out the ones in Strauss Park, fire took out the ones in Library Park and Strauss Park, because small wooden buildings just didn't survive. So what did survive is the one on the corner where the art galleries and stuff is, and this building, because we put a picture in the packet. I don't know, Donnie, if you saw the picture we added in the packet. And this is the picture we added to the packet.
Yes.
And the picture, you all have it in your packet. And you can tell that the facade of this building
Yeah, it's not gonna.
It's not,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
it.
one that's.
This is the alley.
It's one of the parapet.
Yeah, that's the alley.
And actually, I think that picture was taken in the thirties, the 1930s, because on the back of that picture, but you don't have it. Because we only printed the front off. I got this out of the Digital Public Library of America, if somebody wants to go out and play, just try dp.la. And put in Georgetown, Colorado, and you will get the digital photographs of this town from the last 100 years. It's sort of fun, but that's the origin of this. On the back of this, it said that it was taken by the farmers farming administration, and those were photos taken during the Depression in the late 30s. And so this photo comes from the late 30s. I'm quite sure that the Orton bath was put on by your dad, probably in the late 40s or early 50s.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever, it's in that period of time sometime. And actually, what this commission is charged with is to try to preserve the historic character of a storefront. And if it's to be altered, restoring it to the original design is preferred. So at this point, what I would hope for is that if we're not restoring it, let's not touch it.
So I'm not.
If you follow what I'm saying, yeah, I mean, the metal strip on top just keeps the water off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's
I think
not what I'm talking about.
No, that's
I'm
actually
talking
needed.
about, let's not. Because quite frankly, this building is a prime opportunity for someone to do a combination stated preservation grant and tax credit. But in order to do that, they'd have to actually be restoring it. But that's, we've done that more than once in this town on things that needed to be restored, and so there is a real opportunity here for the future of this building that I don't wanna lose.
Okay.
Do you follow what I'm saying on this?
I'd like to just point out one thing. I looked through the survey records that were done back, I think in the 80s or 90s. It was the last go around. And the building is not, it's not a contributing structure to the National Historic Landmark District. However, it is noted in the special note in the survey that it is a historically significant, it has significance because it's one of the few remaining
Wood frames.
wood frame buildings in town. Looking at it from, just the pictures and so forth, it looks like it could fairly easily be restored. And it would probably qualify as a contributing structure, it could be registered. So I mean, that's a feather that, it was, because the reason it was not considered contributing is because of
Beside it.
the front facade was changed and the side and so forth. But, it could be put back to its condition and then it would have, that historical value,
And that's what
as
makes,
well as the recognized, I mean, you get its number and everything.
and that,
So that, I just want to bring that to people's attention.
but that, the whole thing is why it would become so eligible for a preservation grant is because you would be doing the, you would be essentially uncovering its past, because as you know, it's your building, the recessed entry is still sort of there behind that wall. I mean, inside,
And the doors are up in the middle.
and the doors were up in the middle.
I can't
Yes.
get those doors out of that historical.
Oh, sure, yes, you would have no trouble getting those
You have
doors.
to know.
Believe me, if you were restoring the front of this building, you would have no trouble getting those doors. But yes, we have a couple of sets of
So Keisha gave me the information on the tax credit. Do you think they have any money for grants?
I don't think they would give you a tax credit on what you're doing.
No, then mine, what I'm doing right now is just to dry it in. Just to put some boards up and get it dried in, so it won't deteriorate anymore, because you
If
guys
you-
were
If
so
you,
kind not to file on it. So
um,
I was gonna work with you and get it dried in.
uh, if you were going, but you know, Donnie, that's a process and we've discussed this on other things before and it takes some amount of time. You would have to show that if you were restoring the exterior, yes. But if it's not a restoration project, then no.
I actually hired Gary to do it if he wants to do it, and he said he'd look into it. Gary Jorgensen.
Yeah, but you know, so it depends on where you wanna proceed from here,
Well,
but
go
as
for the
far
next
as
one,
doing
yeah.
this for tax credits,
Yeah.
probably not. And I mean, you can give it a try, cause anybody can give it a try, but then they would be telling you what kind of roof you could put on, and the roof is another question, but if,
Yeah, they're not gonna, I don't think they would have you do that shingle roof, but. Insurance and everything else, I think they would allow the corrugated roof.
I think they would allow a metal roof.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
sure
what
they would allow.
That's what the
corrugated
application
metal
says,
roof.
it's corrugated metal roof.
That's the question about the roof.
And I think-
We'll leave that to someone
Well, I
else.
think the question before us tonight is the application, and the application is put a new roof on it,
And the side.
and put siding to basically get it weathered in. And I remember you came to us back in May and said, you know, give me some time to kind of get this, and so this really is a follow-up to getting the building secured so that it doesn't deteriorate further, and from that perspective, I think we should be able to act on this.
Well, the board battle come off easy if they decide to go with the grant and with tax credit.
Yeah, because you'd have to work out, you know, all the details and all that stuff. I mean,
It comes off really easy, it's not a problem.
No, but you're not you're not changing that facade at all at the moment.
I'm not touching anything except just to put this, basically.
Well, and to tax some of the boards down, so they're there,
Yeah, that's,
because they're flying on a few.
if anything for, you know, and they would be willing to do this. And I'm willing to do it, you know, that would come right off, there's plywood under
Yes, there's plywood under it, and what's under the plywood?
it.
do we have any questions regarding the?
Except that, you know, the front fell off, right? The whole front fell off
It did one of those,
in the winter, the whole front fell
oh, okay, yeah,
off. And then John Deere put the new board down, so he saw another, oh,
Anybody have any questions on the scope, materials?
I also have a question on the roof material, not that it's metal, but that it is a corrugated roof. There's already corrugated roof on it, yes,
yeah, you guys, you, DRC approved the corrugated roof on the back part, but,
down the back part,
yeah.
yes.
And it's also on the shed, so it matches, so it'd be corrugated up there too. And I think it's something that even the state would accept,
They certainly would accept that.
yeah.
Do we have sightings for?
It says corrugated metal may be appropriate, oh, that's Thomas. No, it's roof materials, corrugated metal may be appropriate for accessory or industrial buildings.
Yeah, because in our commercial buildings have metal roofs, but they're not corrugated metal roofs. And this is a whole new roof, right?
Yes. If the engineers allow it, you know, it's gonna be huge. The architects and engineers. This is the easy part.
Would we be okay with corrugated roof on there at this point?
No,
Sure, that would.
no, yeah, I think. What other kind of metal roof could we be talking about besides corrugated? You've got corrugated on the back shed, but it's on the back shed.
But it's also on the back of the building, on the top, on the,
And that you're not removing?
so.
So where is this
The
roof
west
going?
side, the west side of the building is all
The whole
corrugated metal.
the back part right there, see all that, that right there is corrugated
Yeah, that part is, but this part,
Right.
And then this wall, between the two buildings is probably.
Yeah, you allowed that for fire.
Fire, yeah.
I got two layers of 5/8 drywall between them, I probably got a 6 on the wall, but the point was. If I had a fire inspector come up, he says, if you put metal on there, we're gonna say that if you don't, all they gotta do is throw a cigarette and it'll blow, it'll burn down. So you guys were nice about that,
are you going to do anything with that metal?
between the two buildings?
Yes.
No.
No, that's.
Fire safety.
Okay, so
Right,
what we're really talking about is the roof on the main part of the building,
Right,
the more visible roof.
this part here.
Yes, just that part here, and, I would think it would not be too difficult to have a flat metal roof.
that matter of being. If you want flat metal, I don't have a problem with that.
I think the standing seam would be more appropriate.
What,
The standing seam would be more
a
appropriate.
standing seam would be more appropriate, yes.
It's fine with me.
Okay, we can.
Yeah.
Bring it back to,
Do you have a chairman sheet? Does he have a chairman?
Yes,
Because we need to, the chairman sheet should be in packet figures,
no,
no?
Bob and I are doing it a little different.
What?
Bob and I are doing it a little bit differently. He's gonna fill it out on his computer.
So there isn't a written sheet of stipulations?
It'll be printed, but he's
yeah,
writing.
yeah, I've got it here, once we decide what we have.
Doesn't have the criteria on
It's the same form, he's just doing it on his computer.
it? Oh, okay,
Mhm.
all right. Because I think in the stipulations, we need to, well, first of all, we need some signings.
Yeah, I need to sign this, because I'm ready to put those on.
And I would start on page 18.
What book are we in?
We're in book 2. And we're in chapter 2, and this is the preservation of a, and strangely enough, I would like to cite the one with the indication that the storefront is not to be altered.
I wouldn't do that without asking him.
We have to stipulate stuff. We have to put stuff down. That's. And then we have done B2. We've used our historic logos to do that, and then where is my? It's building materials, where are we on that? Page 77. Page 77. And, page 77E. Why did I do 77E? That doesn't make sense. That's how you uncover buildings.
About page 82.
Yeah, that one too. Also.
Is there, do we make a distinction between accessory and industrial in commercial buildings?
Right.
I mean, you know, roof materials, we're basically saying that they should be, which is six C,
Yes.
30-year composite shingles, wood shingles are not appropriate. And then the only other choice there is corrugated metal may be appropriate for accessory or industrial buildings.
And we have made a difference between residential and commercial architecture on,
Right, but this is, we're saying an accessory building or an industrial is industrial akin to being
no,
commercial.
no, commercial and industrial buildings are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the,
So that doesn't, I mean, if we're not gonna allow corrugated, then that one doesn't apply.
Then you go to D.
no, but it's, go to D on page
Okay.
83. Metal roofs should be earth tones and have a matte non-reflective finish. I mean, you're not gonna put an orange roof on,
Okay, so that's page 80.
blue. And then it goes into, a lot of things about ribs and roof having a thin profile and.
D1, D2, D3,
Yes,
I think that covers it.
and because the application, indicated corrugated, the stipulation becomes that it is stainless steel,
Stainless steel.
not corrugated,
Low profile,
low profile stainless.
stainless steel.
Right. 83. Yeah, 83B, that is 83B. And Donnie, if you really wanna sell it, I hope somebody wants to buy it. Well, because, I've been through enough of these kinds of things that I'm sure there's plenty of stuff to do inside too. That happens. That's the way it is.
I'm terrified, it's not gonna burn down, I put T111, the reason it's still up was because I put structural siding on the inside. But it was too hard to get a permit for the outside at the time. So it's structurally, it's sound inside. And I've got a new foundation under it. All except for the alley side. And I had the water and sewer in it. Well, that's new and hooked up. So all of it's been done and all the electrical has been conduit, it's not gonna burn down.
Oh, I wouldn't have burned down.
No.
Everything else like it managed to burn down.
I've done a lot to try to protect us that way. But so now it's the next step, It was difficult, we were like, when I was running the business, you couldn't work on it. So now's a good time. That's all there is to it, now's a good time to try to do something.
Yeah. Our part is the exterior stuff, whatever, the town is on the rest of it, so. That's
Well,
not our
once the
part.
engineers and architects get a hold of it, it's gonna be a monster. I mean, just to do those steps over there is just the most incredible thing I've ever done.
Yeah, well, I understand that,
Oh.
I had an experience with the school that you know.
It's just amazing.
Okay.
Have any other sightings, like on the side?
Did you want anything about the siding?
I think we covered what?
So
The siding?
Siding. Now, page 76.
Yeah,
A, preserve the original siding,
no, this isn't original siding,
it's not the original.
no. But we are protecting wood, we are doing B. We're protecting wood features from deterioration. And that's the whole point is.
B1. Provide proper drainage and ventilation to minimize rot. Possibly.
Recapping it. That's a drainage.
That's a drainage.
I wouldn't use the word drainage, but that's a drainage. You go to page 81, you can get the board and batten. Is 81
That's probably what we want to go to.
Yeah, 81 8.1, it's appropriate materials for primary structures included horizontal outside and board and batten, which is what we're doing.
Where are you?
Page 81 8.1. For new building materials.
Yeah, and. And we're keeping the board and batten off, well, the board and batten's on the facade at the moment, but we're
we're
leaving the
putting new-
opportunity to restore the original.
But where the
facade.
new going up, it's board and batten.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I think that covers it.
Yeah. We hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the applications with the roof, change of roof material stipulation.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor,
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries.
So thanks for all
Good to
your
go.
going on there. Thank you very much again for all your work. Yeah, that roofing is gonna look nice on the porch. I put the porch back on.
Yeah.
So that'll look really nice. Thank you very much. That's great. Thanks.
You can leave that up, then someone else is saying it.
Yes.
Thanks, Don.
Mr. Chalmers? He's right online.
David, you're muted, but if you'd like to talk, you should be able to.
Okay, I am on. Sorry, I was muted.
have there been any changes in this application?
The only changes are when we tried to get a permit, we found out we had to have stamped engineering calculations and drawings. And I used to work for an architect, so I drew them up. And when we tried to get the permit, it was like, oh, you need engineering calcs. So Anne's a civil engineer, so she actually is licensed. And timing was that we didn't want to work on the deck in the winter. So when we tried to apply, it was already like June or something. And so we put it on hold until she could finish the calculations. And we're close enough now that we're ready to apply for a permit, we think. So
But there's no change in the appearance of the project.
no, nothing is different. The only thing that might be different if the posts have to move a little bit, like because the cantilever can only be so long, but it'll be inches or something, not the sizes will be the same, the materials are the same, everything else looks the same.
Yeah, we already had sightings. Did the original, I probably should have, what the original COA, the original application, did it have a deck on the rear as well? Or
It
is that-
did, yeah. The application did. The house doesn't, but the application has it.
Okay, so there's really no change in if you just.
No. No, just a structure as needed for approval on the permit.
And there's no material changes, so I think we should be.
No.
good.
No.
So I would move to give the application COA number 2502. And to extend that, to extend a certificate of appropriateness. As there are no changes, and I think we indicate there are no changes. You got caught, yeah.
So the extension would run for like, what, 6 months
Yeah,
from this date?
yes, we extended essentially for the normal application period. And that's 180 days, in which they have the time to get a building permit, et cetera. So it extends it for another 180 days.
John seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? You're good to go, David.
Great, thank you very much.
Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Wilkins.
Can we explain the project or? Our house was,
Well, please state your, for the record, your name and your address, please.
okay. Ann Wilkins, 505 Second Street, Georgetown. Our house was moved to this great location in about 1974, at which time Tommy Buckley put an addition on the back of it. And our windows go like this, they won't open, so we would like to have windows that open. So we put together a application for you with all the windows. And then our front, there's 6 windows altogether. 2 different sizes. And the front door's kind of falling apart, the storm door's kind of falling apart, so we wanted to replace those also.
Are you replacing all the windows?
Just, well, I put in the application for 6, right now we're gonna do 3, is what we've got an estimate on, and we might put in the whole 6. But they're all in the new part of the house.
And this is, we have,
That's what it looks like now.
and they would continue to look like that.
They would look just identical, is what I was told.
And you would still have the 2/2, the 4 panes.
Yes. There should be a picture there of the new ones, but that's the other window, it's just the 2 slots, it doesn't have anything, it's the 2, that's the bathroom window, yeah. That's on the back of the house.
Yes, I was gonna say, that's not really visible.
All the windows you could see have that 4 pane. But I'm not gonna touch anything on the old house. It's too nice, they're too nice to touch them, they don't open, but they're too nice to touch them,
We just,
So this is on the addition.
on the addition,
Yeah.
it's all on the addition.
we
And
like to have windows that open and not only for some air, because none of the windows are open. At the house at all, but also as an escape route too.
There's fire issues.
oh, yeah. And you say you're gonna replace them. So what do you mean by that? You're taking out the entire,
They're gonna take out the window and Anderson Windows is gonna take them out and replace them.
and you're replacing them with a 5 bricks
Fibrix,
wood,
it should be the, yes, Fibrix.
what it looks like with the framing. All of this stuff stays the same,
Yes,
and they're replacing essentially
the window
the
and
inset.
the inset.
Right, and nothing changes about how it's framed.
They should be identical size, identical look.
You got page 68. Windows, doors, and other openings.
We're going to book 2.
We're in book 2 under chapter 7, section 6. Because we're replacing in kind. So we are preserving 6A, we're preserving the functional and decorative features of the windows. And D, we're avoiding changing the position of the openings, historic or not. And D, we're maintaining the subdivision of the window lights.
What was the first one you said, Cindy?
Preserving the decorative, functional decorative features, the trim as such.
A, thank you. So A, B, and D.
Yeah. And on page 70, you could say, yeah. The trim elements are staying the same. Frame, window frames. They should be finished in trim elements similar to those used traditionally. The trim elements sort of remain. And they are,
Indeed, they're remaining, maintain historic subdivisions of window lights.
Yes.
J1 and
It's changing.
J and J1.
The difference on that back window is it'll have clear glass rather than the yellow glass.
What we could allow that.
I have one window that's got weird plastics, bathroom window, and it's. I'm sure it happened to my house, they look about the same.
I have a mountain in my backyard, I don't care, somebody can look in them.
I have on H2. Use the same material, wood or fiberglass as that used historically.
Yeah,
Which,
H2. Type of material.
yes,
There's also a door in this application.
Yes.
oh, I said, didn't look at the door.
Before you order all this, you
No,
probably
you
want.
can't see the original door, just. It's a weird angle, there's a pine tree in front of it.
Before
So I
you,
couldn't get your picture.
before you order all these, you probably want to make sure it meets the wildfire code that the town adopted, because the product submitted probably will not.
The Vibrex one,
It needs to be tempered glass.
you're talking the glass, not the. I've got other glass here.
And the
too.
door will have to be a 20-minute door as well,
What does that mean?
fire rating.
He's gonna respond with it.
Yeah, I'm.
Okay, well, so this is all town stuff, I'm just saying that, it's
Yeah.
not what we're reviewing.
Yeah, not our,
I'm just saying, before you order it, you need to make sure it gets approved.
They're- That was building permit. Because they're gonna apply for the building permit.
But if anything changes, then we would need to
Come
say
back
again.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing that would change as far as the door is concerned is that has clear glass because. I was doing an oval window and Keisha seemed to believe you wouldn't approve that, so the pattern glasses. I took pictures of it, but it's,
So is that true? It makes a difference for the glasses, you know, affordable.
Where do we have? The door?
I didn't even,
That's all I think.
this is what I originally talked about, it's not a big deal, but. Something I want to use in the way of the glass because I just don't want people. to have it clear, see what I'm saying?
Is that covered by a screen door?
There's a storm door in front of it, yes.
There's a storm door in front of it, yes, because when I looked at the house. You don't see this door.
You don't see the door at all, it's got a storm door that the dog and the kid have destroyed, so.
All I
Is
could
the
tell
storm-
it was
is
glass, that's all I.
Just got glazing on the top half of the storm door?
It's glass on both of the screens, only on the top. Is that
Okay,
what
so
you're asking?
you can see through the whole.
The whole thing.
Front, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but
But it's-
you have to be standing on
Yeah,
the porch.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
you have to
that-
read right there in front of it, so
Right
you're
parcel.
gonna have to really like to see it.
Yes, yeah, and I didn't.
The
invite
angles are all-
myself onto your front porch.
The angle is wrong to see that glass to see what the door looks like.
Yes, you can see what the door looks like at
Yeah,
all.
I drove by and looked at it too. And all you could tell was the top half was glass, that's all I could tell.
Yeah, I mean, basically, this is an invisible, it's almost an interior
Do we
door.
have an issue then with an old leaded glass door?
I mean, if it was the front door, it would be very different, but the storm door is literally the front door.
Right,
And you're not taking off the storm door.
I'm putting a new storm.
What?
There's a new storm door in front of the door. Because that's why we're doing it, it's the storm door's trash. It's all torn up,
So you're putting a storm door as well as a
as a front door now.
front door.
So
The storm door is gonna be a similar style as what's there now?
yes,
Yes,
the-
it's gonna be almost identical.
the storm door is the visible element,
Right.
actually, not the
And then we have
interior door.
the windows all the way down, the two windows, like one does now. So.
Yes,
Yes.
if this was a major visual element, this would not fly. And actually, this would be probably even too much flats. But it is on this house. The storm, because
What's odd, because the door's in the corner anyhow, it's on the angle.
yes, it's hard to see anyway, but it's
It's gonna be a little bit of storm door,
Yes,
the house is contributing. I believe.
that's what's on it now.
House is contributing.
It's been on us since we bought the place.
I'm just gonna look it up and make sure what the material is. If I can,
what's your address?
505 You're talking to me, right?
Yes.
She's the one that knows it.
No,
Yes, that's the answer to your question, yes.
Yeah.
Which we don't, we usually
don't.
put aluminum storm
Yeah, we
doors.
don't allow, we don't allow.
It's the probably gonna be the storm door,
it is violated, right?
and that's gonna be the problem with storm door, not.
And that's the whole point of all of this,
It's
is
just a two store door.
Well, you can get a wooden door.
storm door,
Yes,
we can.
yes, you can.
From whom?
That's one of our big issues is finding someone that we can have a maid. A lot of these
Yeah,
things,
those
these
are
are,
placed
you
down.
can come to George too.
I don't know the name, but
I don't. There are screens I've ordered online.
Well, I mean, they make wooden versions of the aluminum with the screen and glass stored in the door and all that stuff. I know they make those. I don't know what the cost comparison would be.
Well, this all started because we tried to get a storm door made and they can't make one for that particular.
It was hard to get anyone to even look at our house because of they didn't wanna deal with the DRC. And Anderson Wood, they said, okay,
Does Anderson make storm doors?
that's where we're getting this from. So, but that wasn't one of our options, I think.
I thought I printed it on
If
Because
it's Firex,
It looks like vintage woodworks. Possibly might make a wood storm door.
there. My
That's
tablet.
what I've ordered wood screen doors for.
from who?
Vintage woodworks.
For $3,000?
That I'd have to dig into it a little deeper. All the stuff there, it felt. It will definitely be more expensive.
Because that's closer to. But that's not,
well, this is what we're talking
You're
about.
not gonna be able to find that.
It won't on my phone, it doesn't work.
and it's a,
Well, that's a steel engine.
Yeah, the door's metal as well.
Well, that'll prove mine.
so you're talking about a metal?
Steel front door.
It's metal right now. I thought the storm door was gonna be metal.
What's it on the back of? Yes. It's this door.
And that's the old one.
Well, I printed on this. That's the door, the actual front door.
I don't think I have a picture of the storm door. And
Okay, that's the front door, and you wanna go to this.
No, this is the one we want. She told me that you weren't gonna approve, I want a different glass in there, I don't want clear glass in my
Okay.
front door is what this picture's all
Oh,
about.
okay, yeah.
I just
all
don't
right.
want people to
All
get
right,
away with
okay,
it,
then
that's what that.
So we're talking about approving this as the front door,
Right,
and then there'll be a screen door in front of that.
right.
Yeah, well, the front door, I think it's definitely no problem, and it gets, but
Even as metal?
yeah, well, we've got. Well, the front door shouldn't be hard to find in a thing.
Yeah, I only get them to work.
You can get the word front door, okay? And then you get into the screen door.
You could replace with black, which is what we're doing with the screen door.
Problem was, I believe it was changed out inappropriately with the steel.
Back in 1974.
Well, there were guidelines then.
Yeah,
Oh, they were, but they were sort of homemade.
I wasn't here in '70.
No,
Okay,
I mean, is that something we're gonna be looking at?
Because H3 does say vinyl and aluminum windows and doors, what
Yeah.
be still
I mean,
too
that's-
are inappropriate.
That's clear, but this one,
where are you?
Page
on the book two, page 60, page 70. H3.
H3, oh, yeah. Vinyl cladding, aluminum windows and doors are inappropriate, period.
And that would apply to steel as well, I think.
Well, the vinyl was because of lots of things, freezing, cracking, slowly being awful to them. Difficult.
And aluminum was because it was, looked like metal and was reflective, I suspect, more than anything back in that time period. Because we allow all over the place now aluminum clad windows and doors.
well, I think
we're on-
windows and clad are completely different.
Yeah,
Yeah, yes.
But this is a
All right,
contributing building
let's
too.
go here, as far as the door itself, this style, the style is fine.
Yeah.
The material is the question, and this is a steel door. And are we saying that it needs to be, the style is, okay, but it needs to be a wooden door?
I would say it needs to be wood or fiberglass.
and
Wood or fiber, kind of.
even though we
Yes.
don't have jurisdiction, because everything is brand new right now, what about fire? Because that may change the whole,
You can get wood fire rated.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Wood fire rated.
And it does say
fiberglass.
1 3/4 inch thick wood is acceptable to the wildfire code.
So the material of the door is going to be the question, and is also the material of the screen door is going to be
Yeah,
the question.
that's the question.
So, I think at this moment, we're saying windows, and are not a question, but the windows are,
Yeah, we've accepted the fiberglass as a substitute for wood.
yes.
So it looks the same.
And, but that we would request there be further investigation on the doors.
Looking at fiberglass.
Just the screen, right?
For
Yeah,
both
the
doors,
stone, well,
The
yeah,
stone.
both.
As
because this is the interior door and it's steel.
Yeah.
And so
That's
we're essentially, are we saying for both doors, the interior and exterior, because the interior door is a steel door. And we've not put steel, as a matter of fact, we have turned down metal doors, this, existing structures.
It says in the guide,
Yeah.
aluminum, which is,
Wood is the only alternative there. What's not stated is that we have accepted fiberglass as an alternative.
once it's painted,
That looks the same.
It's like wood.
yes, we have accepted a fiber product that looks like wood.
Mhm.
There's, there's all kinds of leather, but yeah, it has to be one of those.
And wood's kind of hard to come by these days, they're just not doing it anymore.
But what we're saying is you can get a Fiberx door or a fiberglass.
Well, I was under the understanding that this was, according to the Anderson people, that this would be approved, whatever it is they're putting in. And, it was gonna be approved, able to be approved, so.
The door or,
Yeah.
because the windows are no problem.
Mhm.
And if the door was made of the same
Same
material as to the window thing, you would be no problem.
I guess I was under that understanding that it would be this,
Yeah,
or
just-
the material would be acceptable at least.
Well, the difference is it's a contributing structure. So maybe they're referencing a non-contributing structure when they said that.
We went through that with them. And, yeah,
It probably assumes that you have a steel door, that it would.
ours is, I don't know what we have now that you mention it, what is our door?
Our door is steel.
Yeah. So, well, a storm door, but are we talking
We're
about
talking about
both of them now?
like,
So,
I cannot pull up the storm door, so it might be Fiberx, I can't pull it up, I don't like.
we got
Printed it,
it
but
on
I didn't.
wrong computer.
Yeah, because this one, it is definitely a steel door.
Do you wanna make a motion to approve a Fiberx option or?
I mean, we could stipulate that the doors need to be either wood or fiberglass.
Yes, or we're looking. Private.
I should, there's a wood storm door on all them.
No, I can't even imagine that.
A wood storm door.
So we had problems with the wind as it is, if you don't have it shut right. That's what happened to our storm door, part of it, that, the kid and the dog. I don't know, can I even, I'm not trying to repair that screen door, I mean, it's kind of ugly, but I could try and repair it, I didn't, thought it'd be better to go with a new one.
Word would be honest.
I don't even, they didn't even make it.
That's.
I think they make. At least for the front door, I think you can get them in a Fiberx.
Yeah,
Fiberglass, yes. Fiberx, you get a five, so for the front door, I think you can find that. And then for the screen door,
No, she's got it.
screen door, I'm not sure. No, screen door, I'm not sure either.
Do you guys have any more citations for the doors or? I have page 70, H2, H3, J and J1. And then page 68, A, B, and D for the windows.
And if,
Yeah, that's all the windows, so basically, yes.
I think H.
Well,
two
it
and three
was.
you know,
It
H2.
covers the door also.
It covers the door.
Our choice on the door was steel or fiberglass, was the choices they gave.
Fiberglass.
Fiberglass, you okay?
The storm door, I don't. That's not, I don't know what that is, I didn't bring the picture with me, so. That was,
So you can do the front door and the fiberglass door.
okay, because those were my two choices.
Okay, but and it's the same door, it's
Same door.
just, yes, yeah, because I was gonna say that. They make everything else with that.
And I don't,
So I have the stipulation the doors must be wood or fiberglass. Is there anything else or?
yes, that's what he's saying, it's there, it's just, it's plans.
Yes,
And I think the sightings for the door specifically would be H3. Which is, book 2, chapter 7, section 6, page 70.
You can go H4, simple panel doors were typical.
H4, got it.
Same trim,
Yes.
yeah, not
so
doing,
that would be H1 preserved, well preserved original casing.
Yeah, I think we already have it.
We didn't have H1.
But I have H1.
mention. That's okay.
She just said that was a.
Okay, so we really have everything covered except for the storm door.
And I'm visualizing that, and it could very well be fiberglass. I didn't bring the right paperwork, I apologize.
Okay, so, right, but we're going to approve it if it can be wood or fiberglass.
Sounds good.
Is where this is coming down.
I know, I said the same.
Okay, I would make the motion that, we approve the application for 505 Second Street. And contributing residential structure for replacement of, windows in their, in their non-historic, in the addition. And for the replacement of the front and screen door, provided windows are the fiberglass materials and the doors are wood or fiberglass. With those stipulations.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so you're good to go and figure out a fiberglass door.
Find fiberglass door.
Yeah, and you,
Yeah, because wood we can hold up, so okay.
Yeah,
I get bothered anymore.
yes,
and you can get your windows open, so.
yes, that'll be nice, especially, they would have been nice this summer, the last few months, it was like. Hot.
So we did nothing else for me, they just need to do a building permit when they're
You need to get a certificate of appropriateness and that will be available to you from the, that hall.
Probably the hall.
Probably tomorrow.
Probably.
Yeah.
Right next time.
Well, yeah, as soon as,
Monday.
cause you have it, so.
Yeah.
Did you email to me?
That's all Anderson's waiting. It's just.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Good night. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
I just want to put one thing up front. Mike and I have met and talked about what should be front Darcy. So I don't know if I should accuse myself or not.
Oh, we didn't talk about much.
We didn't talk about much, just.
You're not involved with the project though.
No.
No, you don't,
Okay.
yeah.
Just
We all
make
answer,
the board,
we all answer questions about what should you.
I like this guy, I'd like him to be here.
So tell us what you wanna do.
Yeah, so I'm here representing Chris Hinton and Mother Celine. He has the best interest in that building to improve it for the long term, so. I'm to GC the project and we have some proposals for the DIC to approve for the exterior changes.
So where are those?
Yeah, you may see, the windows, doors, decking, the surface of the decking. And, the railing around the.
So no, the structure affecting, that structure is gonna stay the same.
Yeah, yep. That'll stay the same, any necessary repairs will be handled. Appropriately.
And Mike, I don't know if you saw, but I had.
I noticed, I was wondering who he, donated
Yeah.
the pictures there, yeah, appreciate that, thank you very much.
You replaced the windows. All of the windows?
I believe it would be 7 of them, there'd be 6, you can see. In that picture. There would be 4 across the front. Or sorry, 5 across the front. A small one on the creek side. And then, no, 4 across the front. Yeah, the one small one on the creek side and then, in the back of the building, there's 2 windows. And those are. Behind the back of the bar back.
It did the,
Yeah, I didn't even notice them until I did the,
did there windows on the bar back?
well, behind the bar.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I've never noticed those.
I noticed them, I was like, might as well replace those and get them operating so they can get a cross breeze.
now as far as the windows are concerned, when you say replace, what do you mean?
Remove the existing windows and put in new aluminum clad.
Okay, what kind of framing do they have around them on the outside?
Yeah, aluminum clad around the outside and then pine on the interior.
Yeah,
There's
On the
description of
interior.
the,
What's the trim?
trim, I mean.
it'll be wood and then those shutters will go back.
I think
It looks like a brick mold. Okay.
Yeah,
The trim looks like brick mold.
yeah, I'm replacing as it was, I haven't really.
Yeah, do a window already.
I don't know, the one on the deck, the smaller one,
Mhm.
looks like that's got casing around it.
Maybe a temptation.
And you have doors out onto the deck, are they being replaced?
Yes, the front door.
And the front door, is that being replaced?
Yes.
And what the front of the door gonna, what are the doors gonna look like?
There's a picture of it, there's a list of the windows and doors. But it is following the, sash, the window sash of the.
Yeah, that looks.
Existing windows.
That's a right point for sure. That's like a one bathroom. Yeah.
So the trim is a wood brick mold.
It's a solid trim.
Yeah,
It's like 2 inches wide by 1 inch thick
Yeah.
with a little chamfer bump out edge on it. It's. It's not brick, but
Does somebody have? I have this picture.
You should have,
Yeah, yes.
oh, you know, Cindy, you took the packet before I snuck this in there, so it's in your box, and I forgot to bring it up for you.
I have no pictures of windows at all. Or that,
There should be window schedule in there. And you're,
his schedule is somewhat unreadable.
yeah, well, I can only do what I can do, so.
when you submit that requirement, you're gonna hit with the law fire code stuff too. So you'll have to have tempered glass and rated doors, and that's not on your schedule. It
Okay.
says non-tempered on it.
okay, I can have that changed over.
Well, that's all building stuff, so
Mhm.
That'll be stuff you just talked to me about.
Sweet.
but if it changes any of the design for the decking, because I don't know if they're gonna hit you on the decking.
You're doing tracks, right?
Yes.
There's a
Yeah,
certain
different
type of
polymers.
tracks that's,
Tracks first, yeah.
they make a rated
They
tracks,
make a rated tracks now.
but the standard one is not rated.
Concrete is not.
It melts.
Yeah, I just found that out too.
They make a rated one, but
Are you changing the dimensions of the deck?
No,
So what's happening to the deck is new flooring and new railing,
resurfacing, or, I mean, new decking
just decking, not railing
and railing.
and railing.
Yeah, I have, our metal fabricator here, he can explain more in depth on our. Proposed railing.
Is that a hog wire? Is that the hog wire?
Yeah, it's a, yeah. Yeah, there may be, yeah, it's hot wire is what's in the
In the panel.
picture that you have right now, but that design might change to, something fancier.
You have to come back. and
Yeah,
get
you have to come back.
You'll have to go back and
Yeah.
change.
These 4x4 squares, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
So this is. The whole railing around it is gonna be this sort of cage enclosure. Wire enclosure.
Yes,
And it's wire?
Yes.
It'll be less noticeable than the pickets.
What?
It's less noticeable than the pickets. It appears more open.
That includes the ramp and stairs for the railing.
Yes.
So you'll have a handrail with it as well then.
Mhm.
Mike, can I jump in with this?
Yeah.
My name's Andrew, I'm Chief Applications at Empire. So working with Mike, the railing, it's all gonna be powder coated steel. The hog wire, kind of a generic name, galvanized wire paneling. They're kind of like an infill, as far as the framing. So all 11 gauge minimum powder coated steel. All the railing side mounted onto the existing deck structure. We went with the hog wire design just so we can get a better feel to see into the river, better view into the creek. The ADA ramp that we have will include the handrail and meet all the requirements for our ADA requirements. Same style, so you're gonna have the paneling just matching the slope of the ramp.
And it's powder coated, so it's the color, not shiny metal.
Not shiny metal.
Yeah.
So the hog wire right now in the design is just to be shiny. But the
Can we make
frame,
it not shiny?
Can it be
Powder coated?
It's galvanized, right?
that's correct.
But it needs to
Can
have,
it be powder coated?
It can be, yes.
it needs to be non-reflective.
Well, galvanized isn't reflective, is it? I mean, do you guys consider it reflective?
It's,
Yeah.
It's not really, it's kind of more of a matte color, isn't it?
It's shiny. Yeah.
It's shiny.
That, yeah, okay.
And, you know. Yeah,
They do make the panels already.
I mean,
You
I don't
just
know,
look at it,
galvanized in general, just, I mean, if you look at it, it seems like it's a matte, it doesn't have like a reflection.
it's not a polish, but it does,
Okay.
it seems shiny.
I'll take
We
your
typically
word-
have
I'll take your word for it.
We typically polish, even though it's
Yeah,
not.
even though it's not shining, okay.
well, yeah,
Check the.
But either way, yeah, we can, you know,
powder coated is
And I got
dark,
my lumberyard
not white.
stocks the panels. In black, or galvanized.
What did you just say, something?
The lumberyard I use stocks the hog wire panels
Oh,
in galvanized and powder coated black.
yeah. Okay, so
So that would be a stipulation.
cool. Sounds good.
and
That-
the rail is then what materials?
The rails are all steel, everything is steel and powder coated.
And so everything will be black. Or whatever, the color the whole thing is.
Okay,
So, yeah, if we're not, if we can't go with galvanized for the hog wire panels, then that might, you know, either be black or. You know, speaking with Chris, the owner, he may choose like a red to follow the theme of the bar. So,
We don't care on the color, just not.
Yeah, I
Just
think
clear
it's,
that it is not the plain steel rail.
right, yeah. I guess, only other thing, maybe the bar, rail that's on the inside.
They don't have any jurisdiction.
No,
with the
no,
interior.
no inside.
No, that-
No,
that's the right
inside
area.
of the railing, yeah.
Yeah, that's still exterior.
But all of it would be the, if it's all the steel in all of those rails, it's all gonna be the same color, yes? I mean, we can't tell you which color, we can just say,
Yes,
make it match.
okay, yes,
okay, at the bottom, you've got like a bar rail, is that what you're talking about?
yeah, where you said.
Yeah, so it's like a two, no, below. It's like it's
The footbridge.
a, 6 inches above
Yes,
the floor.
This thing.
So.
Oh, yeah, the foot guard.
Foot rail.
That's just a
Okay,
two,
yeah.
tubular,
And you're putting the new tracks, you're putting tracks down for the decking.
Yes, yeah,
And for the steps or the steps, the steel,
no steel for steps.
no steel for steps.
so all the decking from the parking lot all the way through there, will be.
All tracks, yeah,
including the ADA, right?
yes.
How would we feel about the cap on the rail beam tracks? On here, it's a 1x4 top cap. Just the wood is hard to maintain. Weather-wise.
Is that?
It's
Yeah,
still,
I-
it's still horizontal.
I don't think there's any wood on the railing whatsoever.
It's metal rail and then there's a bar down.
This 1x4 top rail, that's a metal.
That is metal, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the whole
Okay.
thing's metal.
We went with metal
Sorry.
just for maintenance
Yes,
and nothing's gonna
that's
hold
what
it.
I think it's-
Oh, no, it's all, yeah.
I thought you were suggesting tracks.
No,
No.
no, I mean, over wood, yes, but.
Yeah,
Yeah, the whole railing system is all, it's all metal,
It's all
and it'll
metal,
be,
okay.
it won't be shiny steel or galvanized steel, it'll be,
uh-huh,
It'll be
Okay.
cold.
you
Oh,
can pick the color.
you
And
got
that's a requirement, is that nothing can be reflective.
Yeah.
I'm not super familiar with that.
That is
Yes,
required.
that's a requirement.
Okay, so then we have, if you look at the drawing, I've got a computer drawing here. The little bar top, it's just below the top rail, that also meets, that will need to meet the requirement of not being reflective as well, that's
Yeah.
correct? Okay.
No.
yeah, the whole thing. So when you look at it, there's not a strike through it,
Mhm.
it's different. On the window, are
Yeah,
you
you-
changing the size of any windows?
no,
No, we got windows.
You are replacing them exactly where they are,
yes,
and how about the window lights?
window lights,
Like the
The
big
panes, the
Uh,
different panes,
yeah, same,
so they will be multi-paned windows,
right.
and the door likewise? Will look like the door is, or are we gonna get a solid door, or what's happening there?
Yeah, we were following the theme of the existing windows. That, of those,
Okay, so we should note that the windows are replaced. And
They're simulated
aluminum
divided
divided,
lights. The grids are simulated divided lights.
yeah,
yeah, okay.
yeah,
There are divided lights all over in the windows all over this building.
Right, but we don't want the grids that are in the glass.
Right.
No,
We have to simulate it.
yes,
yes, yeah.
no grids
Yeah,
inside.
and
lights.
same for the French door, then the front door. I've pictured this as well.
And are you taking the shutters off?
No. No, that's not in the plan.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like the doors and the windows have nailing pins, so you're gonna replace
The trim.
the trim that's
Yeah,
there,
the brick molding there,
or replace, I mean, typically the brick molding is part of the window.
right,
A brick bulb is,
Yeah, the
you
brick,
can get it without, or then put your own trim.
yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Is there a specific-
It says on here that it's nail pins, so you go with 1x3 or,
1x3 to match the windows.
Yeah.
Or 1x4.
We used to do what
Cool,
Yeah,
sweet.
but it matches the windows. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And we both agree?
Go to 3.
And we're basically in. Book 3 in, page 94 for the deck. And. What did I need to leave out? Page, right in front of it, page 93.
should be page 81 for the deck.
81.
Maybe more,
The landscaping.
where it says decks and dockings may be appropriate,
Yep.
which is H.
And then H2 composite decking materials appropriate for floors only.
What, on 82?
81.
81. And then I, handrails at ramps, walkways, steps, decks, or patios should be designed to be compatible with the primary structure.
Am I in the wrong book?
And I1, appropriate materials are painted wood or non-reflective, painted or factory finished metal.
Book three.
Book 3,
Book 3,
on page
81.
81,
81, I have fences, walls and gates.
above that.
Okay, oh, I see.
H
You're up
is
there.
decks.
You're under the landscaping,
Under landscaping.
under landscaping, okay, yes. In text, but we also have it on,
Yeah, and it doesn't cover much in actual decks.
Mhm. Now you gotta go landscaping for decks.
yeah, and actually, that's an interesting consideration, because that's a better sighting for commercial, and I put paper in it, so I should have known that I was going there. But that's a better sighting in the commercial, than the other one on decks, because that one's really talking about on residential structures.
Right.
So we have again two scattered deck, thank you. And are we all set on materials?
I believe so.
Your sightings for that, you get sighting there?
For materials,
I think that,
for the deck.
Covered.
number 2, composite deck material,
Composite deck, yes,
And
The
then
railings,
I1 covers the
the
metal
railings.
railing.
yeah, yeah.
and we already covered the doors and windows.
We haven't done doors and windows.
These are aluminum,
Aluminum clad.
Aluminum pad. Or metal pad.
okay, but so you do have page 93, you have, the metal or vinyl clad windows and doors should have a matte non-reflective finish.
They're wax and that's.
And actually, doors and windows should correspond with the overall directional emphasis of the structure. This is interesting because this has a horizontal emphasis and its windows are a little bit, but not deeply vertical, so they sort of do just fit into the structure.
Well, it matches the structure.
It was an antique.
Yeah, they're just replacing them.
So that's A.
One for one anyway.
Yes. So, yeah,
And it's clear glass, which you'll have to do tempered anyway, but it says mirrored windows are inappropriate, so you're not doing mirrored windows. Which is B1.
Thank you.
okay,
And A covered the door.
Yeah, it covers the door. Shutters will remain in place, that counts as trim.
okay.
We've already hit that, so.
This one doesn't have trim.
Everything,
So we got to.
What your motion?
I'll make a motion to approve with, for, what's that, first?
61/14.
601 14th Street, as presented.
With the stipulation about the all metal. Non-reflective,
We had a sign for that.
inside for that.
Yeah, but we have to put it as a stipulation,
Okay,
because
as
it's not in the
stipulation
application.
that all metal is non-reflective.
I asked the difference between non-reflective and a matte finish on the metal. Is there any distinction?
Well, that certainly would be non-reflective.
So if you think of, a matte, say like a matte stainless finish, maybe like the refrigerator appliance, that matte finish, was that considered reflective?
Yes,
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, we basically don't want natural steel or,
we don't want it to look like it's made of steel.
okay, gotcha.
we have a second.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So you're. It should be available tomorrow, there's a COA and, the decision record.
Awesome.
Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you.
If there's any changes, just let me know.
Okay, I will. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good project.
yeah, no, I'm happy for town of Georgetown. Need, you know, it's one of the few watering holes that we have left. For our public to frequent.
Maybe the inside look good too.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to add on to the scope of the project, but I won't get through these important things that you guys need to vote upon, but, yes, I'm building a new bar in there. And, things are being refinished, new trim, flooring's being refinished, and new flooring in the kitchen. Cool. Yeah,
Nice,
yeah, bathroom is redone, new interior doors. So,
good.
yeah, it needs it better.
Don't make it too nice though.
Oh, you know, I mean, he's keeping prices the same, so they get on or out of town. So, okay, is that all?
Thank you.
That's
Okay.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your meeting. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, thanks, Asia, thanks for your help.
Yeah.
You too, John.
Asia, when you're done drafting that, can you shoot it to the.
Minutes? Yep.
Then I'll have our.
Nice thing about typing is they're basically done, so I just.
Yeah. And then I've drafted all the COA decision I need to fill in the blanks.
Yeah, no problem.
That one.
No problem.
I have several copies of Cindy's.
Can I ask a question about that procedure for a minute? When you drafted the COAs, do we still have in our new procedure a signed report by our chairman that indicates that we had considered the 7 criteria?
It's the same exact form, he's just filling it out online.
Alright, yes,
With all,
And they will be printed and put in the physical folder. They're just being created digitally.
okay, I did do something in regard to that because Brent has made some comment to me about 7 criteria. And so I picked up a piece of the ordinance and I'd sort of like to give everybody one of these real quickly. And just take a look at a couple of things in it. One for Shane. The first thing that I wanted to know was, this is picked out of our ordinance is in the town code as 17.08. And if you ever wanna look at it, go into the town code and go to 17.08. And then it has all kinds of things under it. The first one is the paragraph that it is our jurisdiction. The erection, moving, demolition, alteration, addition, etc. So sometimes it's good, every once in a while I read it again. Just to say, okay, which kinds of things are we okay to be looking at and which not? Because that's the ordinance list of what it's possible to look at. And the interesting thing is on number 3 under there, that no certificate of appropriateness shall be available for or issued for the demolition of any structure. Which has been determined to be subject of 1709, and 1709 is essentially the whole demolition by neglect ordinance, so. So we, that keeps our process pretty clear. 1708, 1110 is an interesting one, because that's the one that says that the planning commission shall not act on any plan, any zoning application, proposed plat, or any matter pertaining to property without getting one of our, one of our
Recommendations.
recommendation sheets. And I think it's good for us to remember that, and it's only a recommendation, it's not a decision. It's only a recommendation.
Yeah, most of those things, it's in the process, specifically the encroachment one. It's not in that sheet, like the cheat sheet we use, so I need to change that sheet to add it in there, so.
Okay, because it is not only encroachment and stuff, it's any zoning issue.
Most things, I look at code directly, so I remember to bring it to you, but the encroachment sheet is like this cheat sheet we send to people all the time, that doesn't include the DRC, so I need to change that one. It's like the one thing I forget.
But even if something, an adjustment to zoning,
Mm-hmm,
and for instance, you just went through an
right,
adjustment
yeah,
for zoning,
recreational rentals.
right?
Mhm.
And lots of them come to this board, and the board simply says that's not what we do. So
Mhm.
but let's remember the process needs to be in there. And then the basis of all of our stuff is on the next page. There are in bold, and I didn't bold it. The code came in, those 7 criteria are what all of our guidelines. It's like any law that's passed, you have regulations on how to, so guidelines are regulations. And these are
This is the law.
this is the law. And so when we redo our guidelines, one of the things that I hope that we do, so if somebody goes online and the guidelines are the regulations for the following criteria, and somehow we have to sort of pull that out into a little bit more into the public, I think, than it is. And what's on the chairman's sheet, whether it's on his computer or on a physical piece of paper, it doesn't make any difference.
Well, this is still a good issue, just like we always have.
Yes, yeah, it has that list, and at each meeting, our chairman is going through and he has to say whether we have determined it's appropriate, inappropriate, or other. And that's the place, the other is whether they put a stipulation on it or not put a stipulation. The interesting one of this is 5. The use to which the structure or area will be put. Now, we've never played with that one, but that is one of the criteria that we get to consider. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
So in most cases, it's not changing anyway.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's,
In most cases, it is not. The one thing is that if we do have something that's going to a board of adjustment that would change a use, we have more of a basis, but the use to which the structure area will be put is very interesting. So I just thought it would be good, as we look at guidelines, to have a little bit of a law reflection.
So we could review change of use if it's appropriate.
Yes, yes, it is. And I
So like,
say,
an example would be the gas station that changed to the brewery, or
yeah,
not the brewery, Coopers,
yes.
that would be an example.
Or
And does it have any impact on,
I can see there being situations where something might try to switch to like industrial, and that would be appropriate for the area.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
of course is like already in the zone for the most part, but if there was a change in the actual zoning.
A common one would be a house changing to a business. So
Mhm.
that would be a comment.
Yes, that would be a common one, that would be the most common, but it was interesting, it was put in here, and as I say, I sort of picked pieces out, the ordinance is dreadfully long. So I picked what I felt, this is a charge, this is our above our process, and this is our basic criteria, so I thought people have those.
The only place I've seen these are, at our conferences.
What?
I've seen these come up in our conferences.
Yes,
It's the only time I think I've seen it.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah.
Is
yes.
it not in here? I thought it was.
In book one, there is a list of
Yeah.
those, but it picks out the criteria, it doesn't set it in the framework
Right,
of the law.
but it is written in book one.
Yeah,
And I thought, man, it's in the framework of the law. Okay, now. The little 106, I spent a couple hours on a webinar this morning. With a very active put on by Colorado Preservation Inc., which puts on our conference. The webinar about the changes in 106, and they had contacted a place called Cultural Heritage Partners, which is a legal firm right across the Potomac in Virginia. Who has put together a whole presentation about what the regulatory changes are. They say they will be less impactful for landmarks, but I don't see why that is the case. Landmarks get a special attention from the National Park Service, but we still, all of our negotiations, dead-wise, are through section 106. And the changes are huge. One of the first big changes is that consultation would become optional to the federal agency. And the
Which
minute
means
you
it
make
wouldn't
it,
happen,
what?
wouldn't happen ever again.
Yes, which would make it, well, and I would say that I think that's true for all agencies, because you see, they're still required to deal with their own historical, which is interesting. Also, these changes are so poorly written, they really are poorly written, and that's what the lawyers were pointing out. It's really hard to tell, where you are. But not only do they say that the consultation would be essentially optional, they have changed they changed a bunch of things, but they have changed what an impact is. An impact has to be a direct physical impact. There's no more consideration of any impacts that are audible or visual or
Cultural.
yeah, or yes, essentially. It was interesting because there were 3 different Indian tribes on this on the webinar. A couple of them, one of them did a presentation, and from their vantage point, this eliminates any cultural landscapes. And that's from their vantage, I mean, that's the world, for heaven's sakes, that's, so that's another, and the other thing is it gives the agencies who are doing this, the right to change or shorten or lengthen and any timelines. They can do it as fast as slow, or as little or as much as they would want to. So it's the impacts, it's the timelines, but it's basically, if it becomes optional, as Bob says, that means in large part of this case and won't happen. I do think there are a couple of agencies who will keep it around. The interesting thing, of course, is that many states now also require that for projects that they become involved in, and for most federal agencies, some state agency becomes their partner in order to facilitate a project. For instance, for the FHWA and that highway, CDOT is their partner. But Colorado's law govern what CDOT can do. And Colorado's laws say that they have to go through a consultation process for historic resources. So some states have those laws, some states don't have those laws, but when you get into a Colorado or a Washington or Oregon and California, they have
Yeah,
their
but
own set.
Some states have those laws, probably because of the federal law.
Yes,
Yeah, this could be the beginning of the, toppling the dominoes.
yes, it could be, but it also could be the place where some states say we want to continue with them. In any case, what they're asking is for the people who have used 106 to stand up and say, hey, this thing has worked for us. And it essentially saves you from lawsuits. Because as the gal from Cultural Heritage Partners said, it leaves the only recourse for the preservation community becomes the legal process. And so they are, they have a website that is the Cultural Heritage Partners War Room for regulatory change. And that's, I will go check it out online at some point along the line and send you all a link so that you can take a look at what they're doing, because there will be, especially for the native, because this actually, for the native communities, for the tribes, they have sovereign rights. And this becomes a sovereign rights issue. Because you're telling them then that they have sovereign rights, but you have the rights to
Deny them the rights.
to deny them those rights. And so it becomes a very, very, that's going to be the great spearhead of the legal argument. But I can understand that they want people to stand up and say, hey, you have used the process, it works, it keeps you out of court. So that's why I'm asking the town of Georgetown to take a position, and the rules aren't changed yet. The rules are in the process of being changed. And when the rules will not be changed, they will put it on the Federal Register and we will all be notified. And then we have 30 days for a comment period. What they'd like is a bunch of these letters to go to our elected officials before that the rules are even published. When the rules are published, there'll be a 30-day comment period. At that point, they want as many personal letters as they can get about 106 and have it filed. And we've gotten used to filing. We know how to file with FERC these days. So.
Is that the same thing?
It's basically, yes, they will have a place for regulatory comments. And it will have the same kind of thing as us filing into the federal government for other things. But this would be step one, and we would let our legislators know. And I did introduce the idea to the Board of Selectmen on Tuesday night that this would be forthcoming to that.
And it's slated to be on the agenda for the next meeting.
And it's from the town of Georgetown as a certified local government.
Yes,
Should we send one from the DRC as part, or does this really cover us? I mean, we are the certified, in this context, we're the CLG for the Georgetown. But this is from, and I mean, I think it should come from the highest level in town, it should be the mayor. Or the Board of Selectmen.
Board of Selectmen, that's why I put it on it, that it was passed by the Board of Selectmen as a position. And so, no, I think this is what we need.
Do you want this to be a resolution, Cindy?
What?
Do you want this to be a resolution?
That would be good. That would be very good, because then it becomes the resolution passed by the Board of Selectmen. And we pass it on to our legislative people at this point. And when they.
So it would be one letter to XYZ
Yeah,
politicians that
yes, yes. XYZ politicians will get that, and then when they publish these things, we'll talk about it again, and the DRC will comment as a group, and I'll probably say that each one of you has the right to comment as an individual. And the more the merrier, because it's, and the folks at, Cultural Heritage Partners said they're not gonna send out form letters. Because what happens if somebody starts getting hundreds and thousands of form letters is they discount, they count it as one letter. So they want personal kinds of comments. And so are you saying, what happened to that? Why?
I edited it.
You took it out?
No, it's in red. but
It's in red.
printed in red. I can send this to you,
Oh, okay,
and then I found a couple more that didn't make sense, so. that are-
okay, good, thank you. So I will get that to Casey to go to the town. Did you guys have a chance to read it?
You did.
Okay, do you have any comments?
Looks good.
I thought it was really well done.
And I think we're okay with Excel. And our hydro project, partially because it is in engagement right
process.
now, it's in process. And they're sort of looking at all this and sort of going, leave us alone, we gotta get this finished. And they know that it would really interrupt their project, they try to turn their ship upside down now. So I think it's okay, but it's nationally, it's.
Yeah, I mean, it may affect the. The actual decommissioning phase, could potentially do that, but certainly nothing. The bypass is a done deal at this point.
Right, and I don't think it will affect the decommissioning phase that much, and very quietly, we helped them with the Army Corps of Engineers, and so we're building a two-way
Good relationship.
partnership. Yeah, two-way partnership, and I'm very interested in what they tell us about what they plan to do to investigate Powerhouse, which is,
Absolutely.
Bob will be going around.
It's either this coming Monday or the week of.
It's the one after that, and Bob will be attending, and
John Sparta.
John Springer, and they're going to be the ones who are really, gonna be following the guys around, because John's on the gem board over there. What they're investigating at the Powerhouse, and what the thoughts are, and, the town is in negotiation for some temporary construction easements, so is HGI, so it's the
I
county.
loved it, the plan and all of that discussion.
Well, that discussion is very lively these days.
How bet it is.
Yes, lively, I think is the word for it.
Yeah, they're actually, the original expectation, well, they just roll over and give us whatever we want.
No, that's
Which is
not
not
what's.
what we're doing.
No, and they sent they sent a surveyor to a man who is a surveyor. And they ought to have had somebody do a survey on the ground. Because the surveyor would one look at it and said, no, it's not a legitimate survey. Well, they use their project line as a boundary line,
Which it isn't.
which it isn't. I mean, the project line is, it's not a boundary line. That's not what happened, it just, anyway, so I think the hydro stuff is going pretty well. Is what that is.
Sean, you added, 1,004 feet,
Yes,
what's that all about?
well, we're looking to change the road roofing on the lower portion of the roof to a stainless steel roofing.
Where, is this
It's the house, Old Missouri.
oh,
Uh,
and I have roofers that are ready to go next week to do it, materials are sitting there. But we haven't gone to
What are we
DRC,
changing?
the roofing. On the lower,
So originally, it was going to get you over.
it was full roofing,
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that.
so yeah, we're changing material,
Yes, we are.
And you see,
so that's why I didn't come to DRC, but. I've got roofers ready and we didn't get to DRC in time.
well, it's just a material change, so you also have, you already have a COA?
No,
Well,
it's a town project, so
Technically.
we're doing this, we're consulting, we'll get a
It's just
COA.
coming from that a town project doesn't have to go through.
We're gonna do a COA at the next meeting, he just didn't submit.
yeah, I was
anything
just
to me
wondering if I
until
could get
yesterday, so-
approval.
Yeah, I've heard
So I
this
could
before, that
get
it's a
it.
town project, so,
Good
you know.
point, says-
Well,
It's an overriding.
It's my project too, and I didn't even particularly think about it. Yeah, because we're
That
fixing.
would have been a problem, but we're changing material.
Yes,
It's
it's
the
no
only-
problem at all, and I didn't even think about the fact that we were changing materials.
That's
The-
the
We
only
can't put the
reason.
same,
It's
off
appropriate to
material.
come to you guys for consultation, but ultimately the board of selectmen can override any of your decisions, so if they want a project. They are the final say on it, so that's
well,
why,
that's true of any project.
Sure.
Yeah,
true, but they're
The
the
process
applicant.
is,
book one says we're supposed to have.
come to DRC,
Yeah.
We're
with
coming here,
DRC's determination,
yeah,
if you don't like it, go bring it up with the board of selectmen and let them
Right.
override.
yes,
Mhm.
but
I'm
the
just
board of
asking
selectmen
if
is not
we
the
can
applicant.
get approval so we can get it done and I will come to the next meeting. I have the applications been submitted.
What is it currently?
I will review.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, it's a leaking.
Yes,
Silt.
there's three
There's
foot of it
no
now.
roofing is what it is.
Yeah, I don't have a
It
problem.
rains
going,
inside the
but
building.
it's- but we would approve it anyway,
Yeah,
assuming it's not that white color
No,
that I
it's
see. up
the
there.
burning.
It's it's the
And you're
green.
never gonna see it because it's in the back.
It's in the back.
yeah, I don't even have a picture of the back.
I remember that when I come to put roofing on the back of the Coca Pearl on the flat part that's leaking.
Well,
It may be the same material that we're
It may be
doing.
the same there, that's what,
That's what I was thinking when we talked.
well, that's what property to look at, I knew you were doing that, and I saw that over there.
Yeah,
yeah, cause that's.
so, yeah, I was just wondering if I could get an approval so I can proceed with it without waiting another 2 weeks.
Can we vote on this, or we need to,
No, we cannot
We just-
vote on that.
It's just a consultation.
just a consultation?
We will come back with a proper application
color?
for the next one.
British slate. So, brown.
Yeah, earth tone.
It's an earth tone.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Brown
It's,
is dark.
it's other ones that we've, that's been approved already too.
We've done this before, where someone has already started the project, and said, I'll bring it, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, cause the rest of the project is a repair.
I'm sorry?
The rest of the project is a repair of
Yes.
that back wall, and it's a repair.
Yeah,
And I,
that's why
I thought
not
the
even
whole
bringing
thing
that
as a
up.
repair. I didn't even think about the fact that we're changing a material.
Yeah, the repair, I didn't even,
Yeah,
I didn't bring it up because
yeah,
it's
we're
repair.
repairing the back of the old mall because it rains inside.
Makes sense.
And.
Kevin
and
wants the
Kevin-
whole roof replaced, so.
I understand he wants the whole roof replaced, but right now the rest of the roof doesn't leak.
Kevin disagrees with that statement, but I have not been in there, so.
Yeah, it's coming down.
He said the whole roof leaks, why are we doing the whole roof? And I was like,
Because he, at one point, told me the whole roof didn't leak, but,
no.
but
that's
we
what I
are
was
getting,
told.
what?
That's what I was told, it was just that lower section.
Yes, yeah, well, that's what I was told by the man himself, so.
He changes his mind sometimes. Yeah.
Well, and what does leak is the bell tower section,
Mm.
because the bell tower, yes, if you're standing in the wrong spot. Yeah.
It's not that.
You're saying in the wrong spot.
It's true, all Missouri though deserves to,
It needs attention.
it needs some
Neglected
attention.
a little.
And it's a good spot for, the parks folks to have storage and those kinds of things. It's too small, I know somebody said, well, you could make it restrooms for the park, it's too small to make his restrooms for the park, so let's let it, anyway,
And then Centennial Mill, we're waiting for the board meeting on Saturday to get approval.
They will approve it.
She said it's been approved, but it was put on hold till something else got done. It's like, well, this can be done next week. Or you can wait
No,
Another
till
year.
next.
no, can it be done this coming week?
I could, yes, as long as I get
That
that.
would really be good.
I'm waiting for that approval.
We're still in a meeting, the property committee of HDI met yesterday for long hours and the roof's best go. I mean, it best beyond go.
And we're matching the same material that's there.
Yeah, and you're.
Cause there's a board member that wanted to change material. And I did some research and it's like, we're not allowed.
No,
We have to use that
no,
material.
that's got a conservation easement on it. You
That's
can't-
what I'm finding out.
And you're just repairing the holes and you're not giving it a whole new roof.
Portions of it are brand new.
Yes,
Not the big main portion, but all the little out portions. On the back section, there's, the sheeting's gotta be removed, it's
yeah,
bad.
yes, it's bad, but it's a repair, but it's major repair, but it is a repair on the back section of Centennial Mill. We're not changing materials, we're not changing the look, we're not changing anything.
Just restoring it back to what it was, when the roof was put on it.
Yes, exactly, so it's not, that one's strictly a repair. So where are we in our guideline game?
Brent is,
I've sent out stuff for comments and review.
and I mean, I love what you've done, Brent. And it's,
But really, it's a matter of where do we wanna go with it?
Yes,
That's the real question.
that's what I tried to answer on my little piece of paper.
and we have for most of the stuff that's on the list. We've got the stuff that Brent did.
I've only sent out, well, I think I sent out an earlier version, but 2 of them I sent out. But I completed everything that's on the list.
Have you completed everything on the list? Cause I'm not sure
I
that,
haven't sent them all
I
out.
was seeing,
I
yeah,
was keeping it in the order because
yeah.
we discussed talking about 2 of them. I didn't want to send out. 100
okay,
pages.
because what I have in front of me is as an example, just take fences, walls and gates for, you know, an example of how we might get organized from here. Because that was I have my stuff lined up and I thought, okay, if I organize one of them, then maybe there's an organizational pattern that we could.
And that's why I didn't send out everything.
Is the good follow. Because then I created sort of an outline of how, and I kept thinking that the major use of this is online. So, it's for us too, but it's not really, the major use of this is the guidelines for the public. So if I wanna do my fence, and I've gone in and I've discovered I'm a minor project and I've discovered I can click on fences. Okay, so we're agreed, you know, we haven't agreed yet what that up front looks like, but I got through the upfront thing and I'm at fences. I would think that the way we started it here, is that the things that apply to all design areas would be the first thing I would see. And in that would be included all definitions and all guidelines that are in common for all areas. And in order to do that, when I look at what I've got here on fences, there are things that are in common that are, now this one basically has the definitions and it has some of the things that were in common and some of the things adopted by precedent.
What we previously approved or no.
And so what we would need to do is sort of combine this. When I went through what came out of some other character areas, they end up, some of it, because you looking at the whole page, some of it repeats, of course, what is up here. And my thought is that I don't put any illustrations on fences in until the end. But I have my thing, and then I go to specific areas. So that this is areas in common, then look for your specific area, and so historic would have their section.
Mhm.
And Meadows Gateway would have, and Millside would have their section under each of these. And then the last piece of it would be the examples. So we would not have pictures in the middle at
I
all.
think the latest ones I sent do not have pictures in the middle.
No, I mean, this is the
Okay.
latest one.
The first
It's
ones I did
organized
have that.
Very much in line with
With
you
what
just
I'm
said.
saying, okay, then what we need to do,
We need to adopt all the stuff in red, and then we need to address the comments that Fred has. And any comments we come up with, but then we need to revise,
Then we'll have to get approval for the revisions.
yeah, and at some point, we need to go ahead and take whatever we say, this is what we wanna do, and then we have to revise the code. Or the design guidelines, the books.
yes, but we have to do each of these sections before we go to doing the books.
Yeah, I mean, or we could do.
We
Several,
can do them at,
we can do it on an ongoing basis.
yeah,
with
we
the-
can do it as
the
an
book,
ongoing.
Because if we wait till we're done with everything, it'll be next year sometime.
I know, but
The
ultimately,
board of selectmen would probably appreciate piecemeal.
Yeah, cause they don't want to, they're not gonna wanna spend a lot of time.
when you say the board of selectmen would appreciate piecemeal, are you thinking that we take this when it no longer has any red on it?
I'm
And,
thinking there'd be a list of changes that they would need to adopt.
To
But,
code.
but
To
to
the
the
guidelines.
guidelines, but they be. In sections, so it's not, we're discussing every change in the book, we're discussing changes to fences, we're discussing changes to. Windows and doors, we're discussing changes to driveways, so they can have those discussions quickly and within a certain scope and make the decision. And not have to discuss every change all at the same meeting, so.
well, I
same
would
as your-
suggest we group them, because if that's the case, we're gonna spend the next 3 years at least, because we have so many sections.
I definitely think you can do like 2 or 3 sections at once, I'm just saying not all of them together.
Well, I would expect that we would do like. This is our template, basically. We do, fences, walls and gates. Once we agree that, okay, this is the things we wanna incorporate. Then we go to the appropriate pages, which Brett has. In the design guidelines, we redline those.
Mhm.
We go to the DRC and say, this is what we wanna do for fences, walls and gates.
Yes,
Can we get them to sign off on that? And then this becomes real and the changes get incorporated into the design guidelines. A
Well,
month
I think it
later,
goes
we
through the
do,
board
we
of
do
select-
something else.
Yeah, he meant Forest.
okay, yeah,
Yes, and what I'm saying is if we do all of the whole list singly, even for minor projects, it's going to take us, it's going to take us months or
Yeah.
or a year or more to get through minor projects.
but you don't have to wait for the board of selectmen to approve it to move on to your next thing, so if you
No.
guys approve. Fences and gates at this meeting, I can take it to the next board of selectmen meeting, you're still chugging along for each section, and I'm just taking it to the board as you guys are comfortable with sending.
Okay, but even for minor projects, there are 11 sections.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that
goes
doesn't
into
get
the
into
new year.
major
Yeah.
projects.
I mean, if you guys want to go through and approve all 11 sections and then take it to the board next month or something, then that's fine, but I just don't
No.
think you guys will do it that fast, so.
I
No, I mean, this is gonna, since. We're doing this, in between times,
Mhm.
it's gonna take a long time.
Yeah,
That was the whole point of of hiring somebody to do all this.
right,
And then we would have maybe a couple of work sessions.
No,
If the board wants it done sooner, then provide some resources.
the board wants it done sooner. What we're trying to do though is get at least the minor projects out in a way, that can be usable for the public.
Yeah. this is about half of that list. There's a lot of stuff here.
I
Yeah,
only sent you half of what I've done.
Yeah.
And I'm just proposing that we bring it to the board as you guys are ready to send it to the
Okay.
board and not wait to send it to the board
yeah,
until you're
okay,
ready.
I see that, all right. So when we're going through
Like, could we, do we have time to go through and agree on one of these tonight as a trial and the next step would
if
be
we don't have it in front of us, which apparently I have an older copy of Fences and Malls.
Yeah, I agree with.
How long does it take to print?
do we wanna try, I mean, we already meet twice a month. Do we wanna have a work session and go over some of these?
That probably would be best, actually. If
Rather than
you
starting
guys-
at 8:15?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it.
It gets- I mean, I turned into a pumpkin at about 3, so,
Um,
Oh, so you've got 6 hours to go.
no, 3 that, not that one.
You still got 6 hours, don't you?
That's how it got bitter.
hey, when did the last one of these come out?
What date did I send? I put a note of when I sent it. Hold on.
17.
Okay, there.
The
Is
17th
that
of
till
July.
our last meeting? Are those from last meeting?
Okay, so we've seen,
Okay,
okay,
I
I
can
was like, I
resend.
haven't seen any since the last meeting.
I can resend it. The
Okay.
17th is the date.
You're gonna have to, cause one.
No, I have
one of
those,
us
I
is
just
the
thought you'd sent
13th
some
of
between the
July.
last meeting and this one.
Yeah, see, these have got all the check boxes in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, these have check boxes in it, and this says this, it doesn't have. But
And this was updated with the,
Yeah, that one's older, this, it doesn't have all the headings.
got the fire stuff in it. But we've got this one,
The
the
headings.
29th was windows, doors and other openings. And that's a line, I'm just stapling that thing like that. Yeah,
Windows, doors, and that one will take a while.
Yeah, that's got,
That one,
that'll take us hours. That's like 10, 12 pages.
yeah, but. What do we have that are some of the shorter ones then that we could actually get?
Well,
Sidewalks?
Sidewalks,
Sidewalks
walkways
would
and
be-
patios is long.
The patios moved to sidewalks and interior walkways?
Yeah. Exterior and site lighting is pretty short, that's like a couple, 3 pages.
Well, we're gonna try to light up the night, right?
And then roofing and gutter, yeah, roofing and gutters, that's pretty long. Service areas and dumpster enclosures.
Okay,
Oh, new accessory structures.
is that a minor part?
No, that hasn't been updated yet.
those are all older ones.
Those are older ones.
I
The
bet.
exteriors,
Can we go through the list of what we consider to be minor projects, please? Wall fences and gates.
Yep.
Sidewalks, interior walkways and patios?
Yep.
Lighting? What do we call it?
exterior and site lighting,
Mhm.
roofing
Exterior,
materials, gutters.
wait, exterior and side lighting?
You can have that.
Okay.
We'll check them off and see which ones,
That's a different one than I have, yes.
yeah, I've just updated that on my machine.
All right, and so we've got 11 of them? Let's pick 3 and try to do.
Let's go with Brett because he's the,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you have 11, I have walls, fences and gates, sidewalks, patios, interior walkways, exterior and side lighting, roofing, what are the other
windows and doors.
windows?
Is that gonna be separate or?
I have them together.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so
we
those
have
those combined.
Doors,
Cause it's combined in our book,
Right.
so I combined it.
okay, let me read these, Brent, and see if they fit.
Sure.
Fences, walls and gates, sidewalk, walkways and patios,
Got it.
exterior site lighting, roofing materials, gutters and skylights,
Uh-huh,
windows and doors,
uh-huh.
porches and decks,
Porches, awnings and deck shelf.
what?
Awnings is in the header in the book, so I
Okay.
included awnings. Even though nobody does awnings, but
And garages,
garages, I have garage doors and attached garages, and then I also had garages as accessory structures, so that's 2 separate ones.
whoa, what?
Because garage doors and attached garages are together in the guidelines. Even though an attached
Are they
garage,
major?
Touch garage would be a major.
that would be a major, maybe.
Yeah, and garage doors are part of majors, aren't they? You can't do garage doors without,
Oh, somebody could replace a garage door.
Mm,
but doesn't that come under doors and windows?
I don't think it should be put in there.
We could,
Yes.
Put it under there. I
we
guess.
could put it under doors and windows.
Yes.
Then if somebody does the garage, they go to doors and windows for that.
Well, if somebody's doing the whole building, they're gonna have to go to both sections of the code. And what we're trying to do is make it possible for people who are just doing minor things to not have to go through the whole section of the code. But if you're doing a major project, it's going to say on it, the elements of your project are probably included in minor codes. You know, the following elements of your projects are found in minor codes. So we're gonna make the major and minor work in that sense. The minute you hit major codes, you're gonna have a whole
Yeah,
different.
attached garages would be part of major,
Okay, so I can move garage doors to
move it up to
doors and
doors.
windows.
Yeah, so if you wanna change the garage door, it goes on those.
And then accessory structures including sheds and
Detached garages.
detached garages.
Well, those would be major.
Sheds might not be, but I think a
Depends on-
garage is almost.
A
always-
garage aren't gonna be too
You
big.
could have a shed that's 60 square feet, I mean
Yeah.
hypothetically.
That's a major.
Sheds under what?
60.
120 square feet is.
That is
required permit.
No, 120 requires a permit, a major versus minor, according to the DRC
Is
is
not-
60
It's
square
60
feet.
square feet.
I thought it was 50.
It's, let me double check. Where is an application?
Well, it's not 120.
That's not that good. That's not a big.
120 is not large, 60 is not large.
60?
It is 50.
It is 50, so
We should change that.
I'd also recommend that you guys review the pre-approved list and see if there's anything you'd like to add to that.
that's
There's-
true.
Cause yeah,
Yeah, it's very true. We'll put that one down.
cause with the 50 square feet, that pretty much eliminates all
All accessory
accessory
structures.
structures.
And accessory structures moves to major. Is where it moves.
That was,
Yeah.
it would be a major based on that.
And major is, when we define it up front, we're gonna say minor is this list and major is.
Yeah, that's the.
Why would you wanna
Yeah.
move things like sheds to major?
Because
It just is right now.
it is.
According to
Because
that
of the square
size.
footage.
You know,
Well, if we change the size to 120 is where the building code. And I think we should be aligned with the building code.
I asked that when I came for that one shed. Because, yeah, I didn't.
Because it's a
We
10
didn't
by
even
12.
require a
it's not
permit, and
huge.
we,
No, it's pretty small.
I had to apply for a major permit.
Yeah, okay.
10 by 12
It's like 6 by 10. which
And,
is-
and this is a guideline thing, this isn't so when we're fixing our guideline, we
It
can
really,
fix it.
the only major difference here is the major projects is a higher fee, it's 120 instead of $60. And there's a couple additional requirements that I weighed depending on the project, so.
Well, but for us, the difference between major and minor is the whole consideration of scale, mass. Compatibility and it's huge.
I think you guys consider that stuff depending on the project, not necessarily if it's a major or a minor thing.
Oh, I think that is the whole difference between major and minor.
I mean, a deck that's more than 60 square feet counts as a major project, but you might not consider some of those things.
Yeah, we're
That's-
saying.
that's accessory.
It's
I'm
not,
just saying for major and minor projects, you guys are gonna consider scale and that kind of thing if it's a shed, whether it's large or not, right?
right, but accessory structures, under 120 square feet. Actually, I understand what you're saying, the whole accessory structure thing might need to go into major. Cause you are gonna consider location on the site and all kinds of things. It's not minor in that sense, yeah, I think we moved our.
I mean, you guys consider different things depending on the project, just always. I think that having a sheet in the same vein as walls, fences, gates sidewalks, patios, like, I think having a sheet for accessory structures still makes sense for the public, so.
Yeah, but yes, but it's gonna come under major projects.
And that's
Because
totally,
when
I
we
think
get
that's
to
fine.
All the criteria that we weigh that on, it will be listed on accessory structures. The things that we would look at, just like doors, windows, everything else, everything that would apply would be on a checklist.
Yeah,
Mhm.
basically, cause an
Yeah, you could
accessory
do it.
structure can vary, it can be a shed or it can be an ADU, so.
You could do minor project, accessory structure and a major.
That's
Past
true.
project.
You
accessory
shed
structure.
versus.
So
Yeah,
we're talking
depending
about.
on
You wanna do square
Depending
footage.
on size and it does get a different, it has a whole bunch of other guidelines that go along with major structures, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, if it's strictly a 10 by 12 shed,
Yeah, so we're saying.
then
accessory
it
structures
doesn't require a building permit.
120 square feet, accessory structures under 100.
Yeah, 120 or less.
Right.
There's a
Because that
minor
is
project.
what,
And the first question we would ask is, does it have plumbing, electrical, anything like that? Because if it does, then it goes to major and requires a building permit.
yes. And you're at
120 is
that,
also the wildfire code.
Is it?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's with all the codes.
Didn't go through that yet.
Yeah,
okay, so,
120 is included though, so it's not over.
Okay.
100, yeah. Oh, I said under
So we should say
120.
under 120.
119, you're under.
We should say under 120 or
Well,
120.
Bob makes a good point though, that I will make them get a building permit if they have any plumbing or electrical.
Oh, yeah, you have that.
So how about we do building permit versus not building?
No,
No, because they're gonna look at building, they're gonna look, I wanna build a shed, and it's gonna be this size. So they look at it, and then the first question that gets asked, how big is your shed? If it's over 120, or if it has
or if
anything
it
in it,
has a,
then
yeah,
you go to.
then you go to the accessory under.
Stop here, go, go to jail.
If you put that in the.
To go to jail.
If people say.
Town hall's not that bad, though.
And if it has electrical plumbing, that makes it a major, well, it is, I'm not putting that in, and then they're gonna do it. Without a permit.
Well, we can't legislate for liars, you know?
Well, that's what
Huh,
people do,
yes, we know.
That's what people do.
that's what people do.
Yeah.
Aren't we trying to prevent that?
Yes, but I think we're,
But I mean, all we can do is lay out the rules. If they don't follow the rules,
We have to take a different process, so.
yeah, we have code enforcement go after them.
Yeah, but we would never know if it's
Well, we
inside.
must. It says that's fine.
but a lot goes on inside, lots of things and, you know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's.
Smiling like
that's true,
children,
everybody.
already be careful of it. Okay, so to come back down this list after I got to, so garages go to major too. Obviously, and the garage door goes up to, windows and doors.
Right.
And, then we do have an accessory structures for under 120 square feet. Residential driveways, should they go in sidewalk, walkways, patios?
I think they should, personally.
Makes sense.
Cause there's not a ton.
yeah, because we have a lot of the same concrete information.
That's what I was looking at to see.
Would go in there in paving and stuff like that.
Cause it is, we were back to, you know, our.
Seems like it could be combined.
So I'm gonna put driveways up under sidewalks, patios, walkways, driveways. Service areas, dumpsters, enclosures,
So what about parking areas?
Parking's under commercial, I think that's a little different.
yeah, not parking lots is not.
Because there's public and commercial parking, that's completely separate.
Okay, I'm now down to 9 of them.
We got service areas and dumpster enclosures.
Yes, we're,
Yeah.
service areas and dumpster enclosures are gonna stay on minors.
I put that as 1A. so,
Right.
yeah.
Fences, walls and gates, sidewalks, walkways, patios and now driveways, exterior and site lighting, roof materials, gutters and skylight, windows, doors, including garage doors. Porches, decks, and awnings, accessory structures under 120 feet, service areas and dumpster enclosures. I was just thinking about, how about landscape features? Does that come in walls and gates or?
No, it's a whole separate section, because you got landscaping and natural resources and site design and site features as two separate sections.
There are some weird things under landscaping that I think should be in different sections.
Yes, most of landscaping could, because landscaping, we keep finding,
I keep just.
Yeah, I'll just move the landscaping stuff under, you know, if it's a major project, we'll get out of that. If it's, well, if it's a driveway or a fence or any landscaping stuff that would be appropriate could go in there. So
Yes, that just
move pieces around so that,
Stagger landscaping around, yeah.
yeah.
Can I propose stairs under porches, awnings and decks? That's one I feel like is hard to find.
Stairways, yes. Cause we get stairway requests. Okay, and we gotta take latest of fences and decide, how we want to, what are your latest fences look like? How do we want it to appear on a page so we can, now this, what the check boxes in front of it were to enable us to
Check it.
Check it.
check that this is the one we had, so that we could put this with our forms.
Mhm.
Well, it actually, I don't know if I've got one here, Brent, that fills out the little table.
Yeah, it fills out the little table at the back too.
Yeah, here, this room here. You go through that and it fills this out. So, you know, we check our site reads. That's all. Which is not on that, I mean, it go on.
The newer
It
version.
would tie over into the, basically you would tie into the sheet that we would attach with the COA. That was the intent behind it. And I think we should attach this to the COA. The whole things that get checked off, that they know exactly what,
Oh, yeah, I would agree with that, that's, yeah, absolutely.
and there's no question.
Okay, because this current format is, I was operating on an old one, so I did exactly what you did.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You know,
We're thinking the same.
That's, yes, well, and I was trying to do it off of your old copy, so I was trying to pull the things out from behind.
That's why I did the date to the top too, because I realized there's gonna be multiple versions of this. so.
Yes, and so I,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I'd like to see this all get linked to the COA film. You know, that we,
yeah, that can happen too.
It can happen.
All right, so are we operating off of the 717?
Well, for fences, walls and gates, if we're gonna add,
Yeah,
we didn't have to talk about anything to it, so we could, or I could send out a new version. if that
okay,
helps.
but let me make the note that the version we're studying is the 717
Let me
version.
just see, did I do anything?
Okay, and
Gates include retaining walls?
yes,
It should.
what?
Retaining walls.
Well, we say in there that retaining walls are considered a major, large retaining walls are considered a major project.
That's a whole separate section in our guidelines.
Yes. So big retaining walls are a whole different category than little walls.
This is little walls.
This is little walls.
Little walls.
This is
I feel
basically,
like retaining walls, even if they're a major project in the sense that they require engineering and they. Have like a lot of square footage, they're relatively simple in the actual guidelines though, like it's materials, it's dimension, it's certain. Elevation considerations, but it's not very complicated beyond that so like a sheet again, for them would be appropriate.
yeah, I mean.
We can create one.
We could.
That's
yeah,
one that
put
I
it in
can't
with-
have a lot, because they're
with-
retaining
We can
walls,
put it in with the walls and all that stuff. And at the beginning, when they first sign into, okay, I wanna do this,
Mhm.
we ask them questions that they fill out. And, you know, if your retaining wall is, you know, bigger than a bread box, it's a major project and there are other considerations or
But
requires.
her point is, what are the other considerations? So we've done huge retaining walls, you're doing a huge retaining wall in back of a house, and from our vantage point, it's not the size of the wall. It was, what does the wall
Yes,
look
materials.
like, how much you would see it, and what is the color of the wall, how does it blend? It doesn't matter whether it went all those feet down there and went up, because we're trying to blend it
Yes,
into
we
space.
require a permit. But the building department requires somebody else to inspect it. The building department does not inspect it.
Yes, well, that's, yeah, but
It's a whole
it,
different,
Oh, really?
in our, that means.
we're waiting
They
for
want an
the,
engineer to do it, yeah.
we're waiting for the engineer to come. It's completed, but they didn't wanna come and inspect it,
that's-
it's completed.
That's a separate thing. yeah.
That's not a DRC,
That's not-
Yeah,
that's a
no.
building permit.
No.
I think retaining wall should be separate than these walls.
You do,
Cause we're gonna
Okay.
have different requirement, I think we have different requirements for different character areas too. For retaining walls.
okay,
And so it's fine.
do they become a minor project or not?
I can make a thing for it, I don't know if they become minor or not.
I would think it's a minor, you know, I mean, in most cases, it's gonna be a minor project.
For our review, it probably will be.
Yeah,
Yes, and that's what we're after.
For our review,
So we would add a section,
I would argue that it's not adding any square footage, you know,
no, it's just,
yeah,
now, but we would add a section, if we're not gonna put it in this, we're gonna have a section that is, except this is now. We're gonna have one for retaining walls,
mhm.
seeing we already got walls, I mean, we already have walls up here,
I know, but
That's a different type of wall.
it's a different type of.
Maybe we should change the title.
landscape walls.
Cause these can be landscape walls, little
Mhm.
walls are what, landscape walls, I think that the walls in my yard that are, except I have.
This is, that
What
wall,
we gotta do, you know, let's look at the requirements for walls.
that wall is a screen wall, is what that means. That's what that wall means.
Yes, yes, you're creating edges with this one,
Mhm.
and which other ones have you done up to this level, Brent, so we should.
Which ones have I done up to that level? Go back, they're not all minor. Did fences, walls, gates, service areas and dumpster enclosures, sidewalks, walkways and patios. Porches, awnings, decks, roofing materials, gutters, skylights, and then windows, doors and other openings. I did is garage doors and attached garages, but I'll switch that up. Residential driveways, public commercial parking. Almost finished with building materials, almost, which includes wood and siding. And then-
exciting, yeah.
And then accessory structures and exterior and site lighting.
You have something on materials?
Mhm.
But not for,
You wanna do like roof and siding materials
Okay,
or?
well, we have, there's a thing.
yeah, roof materials, gutters and sky.
You got something on siding, what you're saying, right?
Mhm. Even though that's not my part, I just did that,
Siding is a minor project,
free.
yeah.
So siding is also a minor project.
Mhm.
Alright, let's pick three that we all, and let's know the dates of which
Or I
copies.
can send new copies.
Yeah, I think
I can
that's.
send new copies.
Basically, isn't small projects. In our tile here, covering all design areas, it's basically. Sounds like that's pretty much our small project. All of these,
Yeah, essentially, those could be all small projects, you know.
cause they cover,
Mhm.
So you guys wanna schedule a work session to do like 3 of these, right?
Yes, I want us to pick the three, we want to have gone through every inch of it to say, okay, we're gonna finish off these three.
Mhm.
And I'd like one of them to be fences, walls and gates. That's-
Let's start with fences, walls and gates.
And let's pick two others,
We'll start at the top of the list.
sidewalk, walkways, patios, but he hasn't added driveways yet,
Well, I'm gonna send new copies, so.
okay,
But fences, walls and gates, we should include service areas and dumpsters, cause that's the,
okay. We'll include.
cause
certain-
walls and fences, walls and gates is.
I mean, we
screen
can
walls.
deal with these individually and then combine it later, once we've.
Yeah, well,
We'll
no,
combine them.
Let's-
I'd rather combine it from the start.
Yes, let's combine what we combine. Are you putting service areas with fences, walls?
It was separate, but it overlaps a little bit.
Yeah, I think, but I think for the person who's applying, we get a lot of fence, fly and. Service areas and dumpsters are
It's a separate,
a separate.
it's a separate
I'd
thing.
rather focus it, so that it keeps us in small chunks based on what we typically see.
Yeah.
Because if we start combining stuff because they're similar,
we're
then
gonna-
we wind up right here.
So we're gonna do fences, walls and gates, and we're gonna do service areas and dumpsters include closures.
And I think that should be separate.
And we're going to do sidewalk, walkways, patios and driveways. And those are the three we're gonna start with.
Sure.
What day do you wanna do that?
And-
May I recommend the third Thursday? Which is next Thursday, I don't know if you have enough time, right?
Sure.
The first
Yeah, I
Thursday
could
is
do that
generally your time,
as far as I know.
it works, so.
I can do next Thursday.
Sure, I can have this out this weekend.
Okay, so what time?
I think 6 o'clock, Brad, is that good for you?
Okay, I have a meeting at 4, but we're not gonna go on forever.
Okay, so Thursday, August 20th, at 6 o'clock
Here,
here. Work session.
on fences, walls, gates, sidewalk, walkways, patios, driveways. And I think we're gonna get quicker at this in a way, as we've actually worked one through,
Right, the first one will take the longest.
yes.
I don't know if you consider screening to be different than fences, walls and gates, but I know like. One of the annoying things with the pre-approved list is hot tubs. There's like, hot tubs are pre-approved with screening, but the screens have to come before the DRCs. Sort of redundant.
I think that Case is right, we really do need to look at that pre-approved list and see
Yeah.
how it sits with all of this that we're trying to do.
Yeah, I think we can do that in the context of the 3 things we look at next time.
Yeah, there's lots of things that people come in that I'm like, you're definitely gonna get approved for this, but you still have to go to the DRC, so.
Yeah, and I do think that the whole roof thing, yeah. If you're upgrading your roof to 50-year architectural shingles off of the fact that it's not, even if you're changing your materials, it ought to be automatic. I mean, we've looked at a lot of roofs for that sort of thought, we ought to be, simply a simple way to say, yes, go do that roof, particularly in the roofs. As long as you've met these basic things, go for it.
Although roof is one of the few with the color still requirement.
Yes, well, I
That is one
understand
of the few.
that, but you're gonna have, in order to get onto the pre-approved, you're gonna have to be
Within that.
with, if
Yeah.
the pre-approved test, if you are this, and this. you're
We can think of it as
pre-approved.
administrative approval, cause like I'm checking to make sure that they meet the pre-approved requirements, for all the roofs. Sean can attest, I make them answer a bunch of questions before they
Yeah,
get.
you asked all those questions, color, I don't know if you asked.
Yeah,
Do you ask the color?
and, cause we could say not
Yeah, that's
pre-approved,
right.
administratively,
It's with
and I think it'd be good to say administratively approved, there is a certain list
that's
of
a good way.
things that can be administratively approved.
Mhm.
And here they are, and here's the qualifications to be, and as a matter of fact, we might be able to shield hot tubs in an administratively approved manner.
Yeah, that's how other jurisdictions do it. They have administrative approval section, which we do too for like sign permits, those are administrative approval.
Yeah, until, except, up to
Unless they,
want a whole sign plan for a whole thing.
right, there's certain things that still come to you guys.
Okay, guys,
We're gonna redo those 3.
I'm gonna redo those 3 and send them out this
So,
evening.
okay,
So,
they're all waiting.
so don't mark up the old ones.
Oh, wait.
Can you update the list of what you got done?
Sure, I'll have that date, but I've got my literature, so I'll
Okay,
update that.
yeah, just send that out with it, so we know what's coming down the road.
and
Uh,
I'm not gonna go home and get rid of all my old ones.
yeah, just throw it.
Yes, I'm gonna send new ones.
Yes, because if I don't
Oh,
get
that would be
rid of all of my
something.
old ones, this is not gonna
Yeah,
work
hit
at
the
all.
link.
Do we wanna run through these discussion items real quick? The gazebo is moving forward, well, the board of selectmen said yay to the current design, so with the concrete ramp and, you know, the green and white. The stuff we saw last time. The engineer and Tom are still trying to get things wrapped up. I need to get an update from them on when they're gonna have that done.
When do you think you're going out to bid?
It won't be this month, I don't think, unless they get it done real quick. I don't know, I'm gonna be gone, but I mean, I don't need to be in the middle of this anyway. I'll get involved with the gazebo to begin with. Well, I'll tell you now, it needs a good spec and it's going to be expensive. The ramp is gonna kill you.
Oh, that ramp's expensive.
It's extremely expensive because it's a lot of foam work, it's rebar, it's expensive.
And precision, they gotta be precise with how they place it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, you know,
It's not,
Billy Bob and Joe can't go do that. It's gonna require a good concrete contractor. The rest of it's pretty straightforward, but it's
That
even
right.
it's more carpentry than it is framing.
yes.
So it's, don't be surprised that, you know, the town has sticker shock on it.
Well, I expect that. Yeah, no, I totally expect that, it just, especially if we upgrade some of the materials too.
Yeah.
A little more leather.
Well, it's all synthetic material, basically. It's all, you know, designed to be durable and all that kind of stuff. It also needs to have electric. I looked at the electric. When we do the gazebo, we should be replacing the meter in the box that's all beat to hell on the pole.
Yeah.
Josh is already slated to do that, so
Who is?
Josh, local electric,
Oh, okay.
he's doing that whenever he can get to it right now, so.
But they need to run a 4-wire. What's going right now to there that serves the 240 volt, 120, 240 serve, it's a 3-wire, so it doesn't
yeah.
meet clear code. Means that's gonna either need to be, you know, pull out new, you know, 4-wire service pulled in, or we do something locally with a local grounder, and I talked to Josh about that, so. The electrical work is gonna need to be done, and if you're gonna light the thing, you might as well put some receptacles around the top to do lighting, so. That, these are all things that need to be factored in, that. All need to get into the RFP for that, Excel update. I think, you know, we talked about that earlier, we just.
We're moving.
Bighorn Development,
They are, they've submitted some civil plans to us for a final review. They are moving on the park, they're planning on doing a presentation at the Ward 3 SIPSA Selectmen meeting on September 1st.
We had a bunch of questions with Creighton last time over some design changes.
Okay,
For the changing that. Changing from his condos or whatever they were into townhouses that can be sold, and he had made some.
yeah, it was in the notes
Yeah,
for
it's-
one of the meetings that we. set up.
Yes, and so, you know, to have some idea of where Creighton is on those changes, because we would need to see them. It's in the minutes. Yes.
isn't that what he brought to you guys?
No,
No.
we're requesting changes from that.
But yes.
So he needs to come back to you.
Yes,
That's the
he needs to come back to us. And it is in the minutes,
Well, either that or they need to come back on, we need to see the construction drawings.
Doesn't have those yet, I don't think, but he said he's planning on having them in like a month, which if I were a betting person, I would say
Maybe
6
up.
weeks, absolutely at the earliest, so. But he is talking to Haley Aldrich about some civil, but utility water things right now, so. That's where he's at the moment.
Keisha, in the July 9th minutes. Bighorn Lot 9, noting the roof line to be adjusted, the gables to be extended and the windows to be non-aligned. Same as the lakeside and the large windows, estimated divide lights, that's major, that's stuff. And so if you need this for witnessing, except he took notes, he's gonna,
He'll come back, he's
Yeah.
pretty good about that stuff, so.
but yes, we do need that for
Yeah.
him to come.
I know he wants to. He wants to do foundations before summer ends, but we'll see. He just got state approval for something.
He got state approval from DOLA for his contract with the affordable housing, so. He may-
Well, yeah, he has several things with DOLA. I'm on the housing authority board too, so that's like. A mess kind of, but it's cool, DOLA's like very supportive of the project as a whole, like they're putting a lot of money into affordable housing for Georgetown via the Lake Flat project, but. It's complicated.
Stays affordable housing,
Yes, because they will be deed restricted, so.
cause they brought stuff to us before that was supposed to be affordable
Yes, no,
housing.
this one.
This is gonna be.
Yeah, if you've got DOLA
enforceable
putting the
state.
money in it, they're gonna restrict deeds.
There's sort of two things going on with DOLA where. They did a land bank where they purchased the land under the units and gave it to the town of Georgetown, so we own it, which reduced the costs for them because it's been bought already, basically. So their overhead is quite a bit lower. And then they also have a thing with DOLA. That I requested more clarification on, because I don't really understand how it works, but basically the state is giving the housing authority money. To give to applicants to help them purchase these units, but it will come with deed restrictions. So, and that's already a requirement of the town of Georgetown, because we require 10% to be deed restricted anyway, and then this would add. We expect between 30 and 33 of the 50 units to be deed restricted, so. That's the estimate right now, and that's gonna be DOLA enforced, so they can't really
Yeah,
get around
they're
that
gonna
one.
have trouble wheedling out of that.
Okay.
It does help them financially. On some levels, there's good reasons to do it from there. Okay, do we have anything else? What's on that list?
608 First Street,
No updates.
National Register.
No updates on that.
Local Register, the only update on that is, I got asked by Kevin Buckley to give him a copy of what we wanted for the handicap ramp and stuff. So I gave him that. I don't know if we're gonna do it with that.
Where?
Hmm?
For what building?
For the church, I'll let you know, sure.
But we were gonna designate it locally, so,
Yeah, I haven't done anything with that, that's very
Okay.
low on my list.
okay,
Mini grant, historic street lights, I got together with local electric, went over. The. Power source and control for. The street lights downtown and the lights that get pulled off of the building to go across the street. He's gonna come back with a proposal to. Install a breaker so that we have overcurrent protection on those circuits, which there isn't any right now. It just come right off the Excel system. You're gonna put a breaker in and give me a handoff auto switch so that we can turn them on, turn them off. Service them, and he's also gonna look at the feasibility of having one or two remote controls that we. Turn them all on at the same time, we'll see how that works out, cause it's. There are there are 7 different locations that. Feed all that stuff, so it's not as easy as go here and do it, it's a. pain.
yeah, it's,
Um,
yeah.
and I'm waiting to get that back from him. And then, demolition by neglect,
The neighbors report raccoons are going into Custer's
They-
property.
well,
Multiple houses.
they're also going into, 700 or 701, whichever one, the Georgetown Museum.
The raccoons.
Yeah, I mean.
They're
we-
everywhere.
Squirrel,
They're
yeah.
terrorizing,
Oh, yeah, if you leave a bird feeder out at night, you know, like a hummingbird feeder,
yeah.
they come, it's gone, it's empty by the next
Oh,
morning.
they're breaking into people's
Oh, yeah,
houses.
so you're on
Yeah,
Grove Street, they're getting into people's houses.
yeah.
Or are you?
I think we should have a hunt.
No, they're so cute, Bob. They're so
You,
cute.
you get them.
Yeah, they're so cute, yeah.
You
My
got 'em,
father
okay.
used to go after that, was just trying to. On the gardens.
They're bigger than my dogs, so.
Yes, 701 Rose Street. Vince is going in here, I think he's having both these replaced.
Hmm.
So he is, you know, he could barely make it out to his car the other day. So he, you know, he's not in any condition to do anything,
Is it 70 Towers?
Tyler Street, yeah, the George Times. I offered, and I haven't heard back from Susie. I would be happy to remove the siding, not the siding, but the wood that's.
Yeah.
In the sidewalk area.
Mm.
So I will, next time I see her, I'm sure she'll say, go ahead and do that, and get that out of there. They did clean up the staging in the front of the building a little bit.
They got a code enforcement letter,
Yeah.
so.
Would he, do you think? They don't own that property belongs to his father?
Well, I don't know.
No, it belongs to him and his sisters, I assume.
Yeah, I think it's been transferred to
Yeah.
the siblings at this point.
It's 3 Tankos. Vince, I wanna say they all start with a V, is that right? Valerie,
Yeah, Valerie, I don't know what the other one is. Diane, I think.
maybe.
But
But I remember
anyway.
I've written him a letter before, and it's the siblings, I think.
I mean, I would like
Is there
to,
a reason
people-
that they want her, that they don't wanna consider selling that building?
Last I heard, it's because his mother is still alive. I don't know if she has any legal claim or stake over it. She might be one of the 3 people that's on there with him, but Vince is also an owner, so,
but not really.
yeah.
I mean, I talked to Vince about it, he is receptive to doing something to get it turned over and then maybe restored or. You know, with,
It's a beautiful building.
recognize the Tanko family. And
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I mean, that would be great.
Mhm. Yeah.
I wanna see the printing press.
Yeah, well, because that's another one of those buildings that's really ripe for a restoration process that's out there and
Yeah.
available and so financially, it's a feasible kind of thing for somebody.
Yeah, I'd also like to see the Buckley Garage come to the town.
Well, that has a similar problem, I think.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, but you know, it's in my. Maybe I'll talk to John and David about it at some point, but not until after Vivian.
That's right.
passes.
But, you know, well, that one has a lot of, you know, because the whole trailer park up there, but it is also the huge section of the meadows that they, is just. Yeah.
They're explore those problems.
That would be the fun part.
Yeah. I mean, I would just love to see the Buckley Garage be turned into a, you know, museum of some sort.
I want it to be turned into a blacksmith shop.
I want it to be,
Need a little context for that?
Oh, we had blacksmith shops all over the
Yeah.
place. We were a mining district.
Yeah,
And that
was there one
was-
in there?
It was a very old garage to begin with and.
I mean, I heard rumors that,
Yes,
Mark Miles was gonna put a blacksmith shop in that
yes,
stone building.
yes, it would be lovely. I'd love to have someone do it. Blacksmith shops are, you know, small ones. We're at almost every
Yeah,
major
sure,
mine
sure.
site that you have out there, and there were several of them in town. I mean, we had some real craftsmen here.
Yeah, I hear there's a great kid shop too.
Yeah, is a great tin shop. I'm working on that one. Yeah, there is, but it would be
And
nice.
there's so many things in this town, if we could figure out how to get people on the bandwagon.
Yeah,
And they fight on
money.
how to pay for it. Well, yeah.
money is part of it, but it's only part of it because you are looking at things like this.
Mhm.
And you are looking at things like the Buckley Garage, and quite frankly, you're looking at things like the trading posts that
Yeah.
the people who hold them. I mean, there is money available for some of these things. It's not a money issue.
Mhm.
It's.
Yeah, we could find, I'm sure we could come up with the money, it's just, how do you get?
How do you get them
how do
to
you
say
get people to
yes?
Find it.
How
Yeah,
do you get them to say yes? So yeah, overall, I mean, I agree, it takes money, but there are a couple of wonderful prime examples we could have. And, you know,
Well, it sounded like Buckley would be behind it if he knew the money was there. Right? That's the thing, is you don't
I
always know that
think
the money's there.
once the, yeah, I think, I think, because I
Or
guess
it's upfront
he
money,
inherited all that, I guess, from his brother, so.
that upfront money's the hard part though,
Right.
because a lot of it's tax credit and that's the
you
thing.
have to pay for it upfront.
what do you, who do you think would,
The trading post.
oh, no, he wouldn't go for that. I
I
mean,
mean,
because we had it all set up on Ruby's. I mean, we had the whole process.
I'm adding the cabin behind the post office to our discussion item list. That's all.
Yeah, why haven't they torn all that stuff down, because they were told to?
They were told to, they said they were going to, the architect is like, yeah, we need to, I need to yell at them again, so.
So it sounds like the town says you got till, September 30th, if it's not down, we're tearing it down, and you're getting the bill.
Yep,
Are we
That's good.
adjourned?
no,
Well. That's all that was on my list.
And in Jarmus.
Anybody else have anything? No, we have a motion to adjourn? I'll second.
No,
Okay. What I wanted to do is unhook us.
yes. We didn't quite make it to 9.